Oh, fuck, we're already streaming. I'm the worst fucking streamer ever. I am so bad at all of this shit. This is session 20. Yeah, which kind of took me aback when I was getting ready to get this all prepped up. So last session, Silas was not with us, but when you guys arrived back at the YMCA hospital, Grace was taking care of a young girl who she expressed was most likely going to die without some sort of medical assistance, some sort of new medication that she didn't have. She said she needed an antibiotic, that she had already tried penicillin, but that this girl had had an allergic reaction to penicillin, so she needed something else. A very not so subtly suggested that you should just simply put her out of her misery. Surprisingly, none of you voiced any strong opposition to that. I had like this whole like monologue typed up, ready to go for like being able to resist your guys' complacence with that idea. But you guys were all just sort of like, nah. Anyway, Grace mentioned that there was a partially buried ambulance along Cottonwood Pass, which was sort of like a mountain pass that at one point was probably not a main thoroughfare, so to speak, through the valley, but was an alternate route through the valley. Because when you guys got there, it was more or less effectively a dirt road that was very poorly maintained, to the extent that when you got there, it was so washed out, you guys decided that it wasn't suitable to drive on, and so you got out of the truck that you guys took there and hiked to try and find the ambulance. When you finally found it, you discovered that it was, in fact, half buried beneath sort of a rock slide. The highway was cut into the side of a hill, and so there was like a steep embankment down the right side of the mountain. I don't remember who went in first, but you guys searched the ambulance. You found several useful items, not just the medication, not just the antibiotics that Grace was looking for, but you guys found several useful medical items. And while the second person, I believe Dorian was the second person to go in.
I was first.
You were first. Who was second? Was it Marcus? Okay,
I think I was second, yeah.
So while Marcus was rummaging around in the ambulance, Bunk noticed that the rock slide that was holding the ambulance stable on the side of the hill started to give way, and it started to crumble. And so there was a very deft moment where Bunk, I believe, helped Marcus escape from the ambulance before it went tumbling down the side of the mountain. After collecting all of the useful medical gear that you guys found in the ambulance, you decided you were going to start heading back towards the truck that you guys drove in on. On your way back, you encountered a man who was leading two very large dogs. He was very curious about what you guys were doing on the highway. He questioned you as to whether or not you guys had been snooping around in an ambulance. And after a fairly decent attempt to try and persuade this guy to leave you alone, he basically told you that he wanted whatever fentanyl you guys had on you. Marcus had an existential crisis as to whether or not he was going to shoot one of these dogs. But eventually a fight broke out. I'm pretty sure Marcus was pretty badly hurt in the fight. And after a couple rounds of combat, you guys put down the fentanyl dealers and their dogs. And I think that's where we left it off. I think we ended it right at the end of combat last session. So if either one of you guys, if any of you guys have an interest in looting some of the bodies or anything like that, we pretty much left it right at the end of the combat last round. Last session.
Greenlee, I wanted to ask, I don't think I did a roll for, was that mine a critical injury or... Because if so, I don't have it marked down in my critical injury area, so I just need to know what I need to do.
I think
that my health is at 0.
I think we determined that your health is at 0. I think we determined that you had... I think somebody stabilized you. Somebody stabilized you and you would regain some health. I think that was one of the last rolls that we had done before we...
Okay.
Before we called it for the night.
I didn't add it, so I don't remember, so... You just want me to knock it up to like a 1?
How about you just roll me a d6? Because if you don't have a critical injury, and I don't remember assigning you a critical injury, so if you're at 0,
I don't think so.
But you don't have a critical injury, that probably means that somebody did something to stabilize you. And considering the amount of medical equipment that you guys picked up from the ambulance, that would make sense.
I'm pretty sure we stabilized with all that shit.
I think so too. So why don't you go ahead and just roll a d6 and whatever you get on that. I'll tell you what. Give yourself 3 hit points. Perfect. 3 hit points.
Does anybody else try to do the dice? Because it's not working for me.
No?
Yeah, I did. I rolled a 3.
You just rolled a 3. It's fine.
Oh, it didn't even show up on my screen. Maybe I need to refresh.
Yeah, I saw it. No, it's fine. You're good.
Yeah, it rolled 2 different dice for you. I don't know if you...
Did it twice? But yeah, you're good to go.
Okay, I might just get my physical ones out if it's not working.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be my internet on this computer is not working very well either, so. Sorry.
No worries. All right, so give yourself 3 points. So to that end, like I said, there are 3 dead bodies, 2 dogs, but you guys are still on this mountain highway with these sort of fentanyl junkies. And Shane, I think your mic is cutting in and out with some stuff.
Let me fix it real quick.
Sound good to me, brother. Nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth.
That hot mic you got. A profesh mic.
Profesh. So anyway, did you guys want to search the bodies? I guess is the first question.
Affirmative. I definitely want to search a body or 2.
Okay.
Yep.
Whichever one's closest to me, because we don't have the visualization up, so I don't really know where anybody is. But whatever I'm closest to, I'll search.
Yeah, I think all of you are more or less at a distance. I know that Marcus and Bunk were both sort of at a distance. There were 2 guys that were up on like a flanking position on like the I don't want to say canyon walls because it's not really a canyon, but on the walls of the highway when you guys were walking back. And we'll say that they fell down to the ground. How about this? How about anybody that wants to loot some bodies, just roll me a d12 and we'll just go in order of the highest rolls.
Oh.
Well, I beat that. I got a 5.
Roll me another one because you're basically like, you're partially incapacitated. Like, I'm pretty sure that dog took a chunk out of your liver. All right, so we'll stick with the 5.
Oh, I was say take the second one, but okay.
Dogs love those organ meats. Let me tell you.
All right, so Bunk, do me a favor. Roll me a d. We'll say the most obvious body is the guy that was actually leading the dogs, who was out in the middle of the road. Do you have a preference? We'll say left, right, center. Which body do you want to loot?
I thought, was I in the center? Or I thought I had kind of gotten up on one of the things.
I don't remember. I'm saying that the bodies available to loot are left, right, and center. Which one do you want to? Which?
Right.
Right? Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Roll me a d6.
6. Okay.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. So searching around, you find a canteen. Not much water left in it, but enough that you can up your water resource die by 1 tier. And you also find a roll top DCF dry bag.
I am already at top tier water. I'm good.
All right. Well, if you want to, you can drink that water.
I will do that, and then I'll leave it there. I drank it.
Perfect. And then you
And there
found
was like just a hint of urine in there. Just a hint.
tiniest bit of urine.
I
and
could taste
then-
it like you eaten there once before.
And then you found a just like a roll top, one of those like it's just like a bag that you can keep your accessories in and whatnot. That's
cool.
It's like a waterproof fabric that you can roll it down and clip it, and you can stuff it in. It's just
that's
like
rad.
it's like a dry bag.
I put my multi-tool in there.
Perfect.
And what else? And my electrical tape and my just fishing kit. I put all my shit in there. All the small shit I put
So
in there.
this would be sort of like I would say that you could keep anything small enough that you could. I would say that anything that's bigger than a loaf of bread you couldn't put in this bag.
Right.
But it's big enough.
Okay, it's like a knife.
Yeah, I mean it's designed to carry small stuff, like your cell phone charger. It's like if you can imagine like a bag that's big enough to keep your cell phone in when you go on a float trip.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Okay,
that
okay.
big. Cool. All
I know
right.
exactly what you're talking about.
Cool.
Multi-tools in the, okay, I'll just put it I'll just put that in here, like here.
So like small items you could stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like not really like big items. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll do the left one.
Left. All right, give me a d6.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Can you describe my fishing kit? Is that just like some fishing line and some shit?
Yeah, it's fishing
Okay.
line and a couple of spare hooks, maybe even some lures or some like.
Okay. That's just going in the roll thing.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. You don't
Just
have
make
a.
sure it wasn't a rod.
There's no rod. No.
Tiny Snoopy rod. like just
No.
okay.
No.
We all know which one I'm talking about. Everyone had it.
Did you roll a 6, by the way? No.
No, my internet keeps going out. I'm just gonna get my physical dice out. Let's see.
Dope,
So
do it.
6, 3.
A 3. You find 3 titanium carabiners that are about 3 inches in size.
3 3-inch carabiners.
Yep. And these, I would say that these are all tiny items. Maybe slightly, maybe 3 inches is the wrong size, but they're large enough that they're legit like rock climbing suitable.
I have a question for you, Ryan.
Sure.
So I have 9mm and I have D12 ammo
Uh-huh.
for all my ammo.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do
Mhm.
is put one 9mm clip in my roll kit. Can I do that? Okay.
Yep.
Separate from my other shit.
Perfect.
And should I decrease my ammo 1 or something? I don't
Yeah,
know.
let's say that. Let's say that by doing that, you're decreasing your available ammo by 1. By 1
Cool.
tier.
I like that.
And the idea being that if you want more ammo, you're gonna use an action to access it. Anyone else?
Go ahead, Shane. I didn't really participate last time.
Which ones are left?
Middle guy, the guy in the middle. One. Okay. Roll a d6 for me. Roll a
Starting
d6.
early.
Not a d12, a d6 for me. Okay.
Gonna be one of those nights.
So you dig around and you like look through his stuff and you mostly find some lint. But as you're digging through one of the extra pockets, you find like a little, like a mint tin, like an Altoid tin, right? It's when you open it up, it's filled with like wood shavings and paraffin wax. So like this could be used as like a fire starter if you wanted to.
Okay. I'll pocket it.
Perfect. Anyone else? McFarland.
Isn't that all the corpses?
It is.
Check them all.
Would you like to double check any of these guys?
Sure, I'll double check the leader. Why the hell not?
The guy in the center? Okay. Give me a d6.
That was also a 1. We're doing great tonight.
So with the 1, yeah, you
found what I found.
Yeah, you're like, it seems like there would be like the space that I found. There would be an Altoid tin full of wood shavings and paraffin wax. Yeah, you don't really find anything else. I mean, other than it sounds like you guys are all all of these guys have enough ammunition on them to move you guys collectively as a group up 3 tiers on your ammunition, but I'm fairly certain that all of you guys are at max ammunition right now.
I wasn't.
Not anymore, but I will be.
Not me.
Okay.
I just separated mine, so now I'm back up.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So if Silas, Bunk, and Dorian all moved up a tier in ammunition, that would mean that that was all the ammunition to be found on these guys. Anything else before you guys decide you're gonna move on?
Nope.
No? Okay.
So we stabilized him, and
Yep.
like he can walk. Like when we stabilized him, he's not just conscious. Like he can walk and move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's up and about. He's missing some health, but I mean he's up and about.
Are we near
All
the
right.
side of like a ledge, like a good drop off that we could chuck these bodies off of?
Like normally, yes. This particular stretch specifically was cut through. Was cut through like a section where both sides had some elevation to it. I would say if you wanted to drag them, you would have to drag them about 100 yards to chuck them down an embankment.
That's not worth it.
We killed the dogs, right? They're not alive.
Dogs are dead.
Okay.
Which
So
put
we just let the dogs go.
a lot of
wolves
stress.
and wildlife will eat these fucking.
Oh
dogs.
yeah, you guys are doing your part in terms of keeping wildlife wild. So that's it for these 3 guys.
Okay.
right, you guys
I
ready to
say-
head back?
Yes. I said, well, no delay. I mean, we got to get back and get this medicine to this. I mean, we're kind of in a hurry. I'm just remembering. We're in a fucking hurry. We got to get back with this medicine.
Yeah.
So
mean-
let's fucking double time if we can. Is there anything in that bag that maybe could give Marcus a little, kind of pep him up just a little bit temporarily so he can walk as fast as we need just to get us back to the, because we got a little hike to get back to the vehicle, right?
Well, I would say that he's not like, based on the medical treatment that you guys gave him, he's not at any sort of mobility disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if
All right,
you guys
fine.
were gonna like double time it or whatever, there wouldn't be a disadvantage for Marcus to be able to keep up with you. Even though he got fucking rocked by one of those Rottweilers.
Yeah, what do we have in that bag? Because I kind of want to double time it back.
What bag?
The bag of all the shit we got from the ambulance.
I don't remember.
So I thought we
I got
we spread it
morphine
out.
and dextrose tablets.
And I got Narcan, activated charcoal, and diazepam.
I also still have some chloroform.
That'll speed him up.
Narcan. What's
You
in
guys-
Narcan?
Narcan is like if you're having a narcotic
Right,
overdose
right.
issue.
But is it like synthetic adrenaline? Like,
No, I don't think that Narcan is. Like, you guys didn't find an adrenaline pen, an
Alright.
adrenaline shot.
never mind.
I'm gonna look through my notes because I have markouts through everything you guys found, just as a reminder as to what it was you guys found. Shit.
That come through.
Yes, it did, player 8.
You guys found fentanyl patches,
Do not give him those.
doxycycline, and azithromycin. And then you guys also found meropenem. And this was the stuff that was like, it had a little warning on it. It was like emergency use on him only.
Inject him with the
I turn to
meropenem.
Marcus. Marcus would have some idea of some of these, right? He was like trained as a medic or had some
Who-
medical training.
Whoever was the first in there, who was the first in there? Dorian was the first in there. Yeah?
Dorian.
Dorian. Okay,
Yeah.
so Dorian has the fentanyl patches, the doxycycline and azithromycin, and the meropenem. And then whatever else he said he found. Because those were the 3 items that were... I wasn't going to make you guys roll for. Everything else was something you had to roll for. So I think in addition to those 3 items, I think Dorian found some morphine and some dextrose tablets. And Marcus found some diazepam and some Narcan. And then somebody, I don't remember who, found some activated charcoal.
That was me too.
Okay.
I had
Alright.
those last 3.
Despite the fact
Well-
that there was a crow in the driver's seat eating a dead body. So good job on that one.
I like the liquefied body in the.
Yeah,
that
that
was,
just.
That's
Whoa.
good.
That's great.
All right. So that's what you guys ended up with. So you guys are going to head back to the Jeep, yeah? Or not the Jeep, the truck that you guys drove in on.
On these tweakers, were there
Yeah.
anything on their like insignia or anything that would have tied them to any group, or was this just like a murder hobo pack?
I mean, no. There's nothing on these folks that gives you any indication that they are part of some greater faction. As far as you know, these are just 3 mountain hillbillies that are figuring out how to use fentanyl to either make a living or get by. There's nothing on them to suggest that they are part of some sort of larger collective.
There's fucking meth heads.
Yeah, they're just fucking mountain hillbillies.
So book it back to the.
Back
I
to
do.
the
I want to double time it. I want to go as fast as we fucking can back to the Jeep.
okay.
And so I'm trying to wonder what kind of like he's at a disadvantage, but like
No,
does
Marcus
that
isn't
mean
at.
for us?
He's not at. That's what I was saying. He's not at any sort of
Oh.
disadvantage mobility
all
wise.
right, let's book it back to the Jeep then. That was the whole thing. Is I just wanted to make sure that if he's in like super pain, a little morphine or something directly into whatever.
No.
But
I mean,
fuck it, let's roll.
you get the impression that he might be under normal circumstances, but like you guys raided that ambulance for a lot of shit, and I don't remember exactly what you guys used in the last session to stabilize him, but whatever it was, he's good to run. So if you guys need to book it, you can book it.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So, I mean, you guys are on a mountain pass. It's not like you have to navigate your way back to the truck. So you guys start trucking it. And you're making good time. Despite the fact that you're at a very high elevation, all of you feel really good about yourselves in terms of your physical fitness and your ability to maintain this exerted effort. But as you sort of catch glimpse of sort of the turnoff from the main highway where you guys came on, who has the highest observation score?
Dorian, I think, right?
I think Dorian does.
I've got 5
Yeah. Okay.
I'd be a,
Oh, wait.
I'd be a 6.
total.
He's got 6. Give me a sec.
I'm just talking about observation, just your raw observation score, not including
Oh,
your.
I just have 1.
one. Oh.
Oh, I got 1. He's
2.
got 2.
Silas.
Silas.
Silas with the money.
So
Hawkeye.
Silas, just passively, as you guys are running down the highway, you kind of remember the trail. You despite the fact that you weren't playing last session, you remember this whole stretch. And as you get closer, you're like, we should be able to see this truck.
Ah, shit. Guys, I'm fairly certain this is not far off from where we left the truck. I think we should have been able to see it by now. Maybe those tweakers moved it? Like, somebody leave the keys in there?
I don't think anybody
We
left
didn't
the
find any
in.
keys on them, did we? We searched their bodies. We didn't find any keys on them.
No.
Like
I
Dorian,
doubt they would have
Just
driven it
the-
somewhere and
Dorian-
thrown the fucking keys.
I mean, Dorian drove, and I would like to believe that Dorian would have had the presence of mind to take the keys with him when he stopped and parked the van or the truck.
I'd
So,
like to believe that too.
Yeah. So we'll just say that Dorian has the keys on him.
So how the hell they moved the Jeep?
Do we have? I mean, I have hot-wired a vehicle. I'm sure there's other lesser magicians out there that can do the same thing.
So as you guys get to the turnoff for Cottonwood Pass off of the highway, you can see where the Jeep or the truck was. And in the ground, carved into the dirt in the ground, is a big message that just reads, "Fuck the Vanguard."
Yeah, right. Fuck the Vanguard, and we did. God damn.
You can't get
I think
away.
it's still a Vanguard fucking Jeep. You
Silas,
stole that shit.
give me an observation roll.
All right. Am I looking around with? Yeah, I would say at this point I would probably get out the binoculars to take a look.
get that gear bonus, son.
Right. Did you guys rest at all last session? It says I have 1 stress still.
I would say this is a non-stress roll because there are.
I think we did rest, to be honest, though, Matt. So, because my stress is
No.
0.
You didn't, I assure you.
Our stress is 5. We did not
Damn.
rest.
I got 3 6s.
3 6s. Okay. So progressively, this is what Silas sees. Silas starts looking around. He sees the tracks leading off of the highway into the parking spot where you guys left it. And then he also sees where those tracks lead towards the edge of the embankment where this pass leads.
Those motherfuckers.
And so before you even bother to put your binoculars up to your face, you just kind of look down and you can see the truck is upside down at the bottom of the pass.
I hope you guys didn't leave your lunches in there. Shit's down at the bottom of the pass. Fuck.
How far away you think, Silas? How far away you think we are from the hospital? I wasn't paying attention.
I think it's like a mile and a half, right?
It's a ways.
Oh wait, no,
Uh,
it was like a mile and a half down halfway down the path to get to the ambulance, I think.
Yeah.
I say, hang on a second, and I like do the fingers in the mouth whistle, and like start looking around. Horse didn't fucking hear me.
When Silas tells us this, Marcus immediately wants to pull his binoculars up and start scanning to see if he can see anything coming or going the immediate area.
Okay. I'll just say that you are very observant, and despite your very diligent effort to spot any incoming threats, you don't see anything. How many 6s do you have when you did your observation roll?
3.
3.
Yeah,
Okay.
3.
With 3 6s, you also recognize your own footprints, right? Walking towards the ambulance, and as much as you guys have been milling about in this area, you can tell that there are footprints walking to the point of where the truck was parked. And those tracks would not have been made by you because you guys drove into this spot. Give me another observation roll. Give me a survival roll.
Okay.
I
1
would
6.
love to get
1 6. That's enough. 1 6. So not only do you see the tracks leading into the space where the truck would have been parked, but you can tell that it's made by at least 3 people and at least 1 dog.
All right, so this was at least 3 people and at least 1 dog. We just killed 3 people and 2 dogs. Possible that they were coming from that direction, and it was those fucking tweakers. Or it's possible that it's somebody else in the area. I don't know, but we could try and follow their tracks back to wherever this leads, or we can just say fuck it, try and make our way back to the hospital.
Here's a question. Do the tracks lead kind of in the general direction from where we came from anyway? Is it the opposite direction from the fucking hospital? If so, I say we follow these tracks.
So the tracks leading in,
If not,
you lose sight of them as soon as the tracks lead to the highway, right? Because you've got a traditional paved highway, and then this sort of like gravel, sort of like kind of taken care of county road. So as much as you see the tracks leading towards where you parked the truck, as soon as the tracks, as soon as you like backtrack on these tracks towards the highway, as soon as you get to the highway, you lose track of them. So you lose sight of them. But you can tell that if you were to follow the tracks in the direction that they were leading, they definitely lead back to where you guys just came from.
It looks like it could have been those assholes we just killed.
I say we have no time to waste. I mean, they're waiting on this medicine. I mean, we have to make it back to the fucking hospital. We have to hoof it to the hospital. It really sucks that we don't have a vehicle, but fuck are we gonna do? I mean, just start booking it towards the hospital as good as we can.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of options.
Let me pull up something real quick because it will help me give you an idea of how far you guys are out. You guys are 7 miles,
Oh, shit.
roughly. Approximately 7 miles out from the hospital.
Okay.
It is also late in the day.
2.5 hours. We can do it. Let's do it.
I mean, those 3 came from somewhere. Do you want to see if we can find out where they came from and if they have any vehicles or horses or anything at their place?
I was thinking the same thing because if they didn't have their own vehicles, there's no way they would have just trashed this one. They would have stole it. So I agree with Silas. I think we should see if we can find their hideout and see if there's some options there
So
to
you
get us back quicker.
okay?
Do you think that'll get us back to the hospital faster? I agree with you. Let's do it. But I'm freaking out because time's going. So if it takes any longer than 2.5 hours, it ain't fucking worth it. But so let's call it. We can go look that way for 30 minutes or so. See if we find a fucking vehicle.
So
But,
here,
I
I
mean,
think we would have to rest at some point anyway. I don't know about you, but I don't really feel like running in the dark towards the hospital is the best idea either.
but it's only 7 miles. We walk, 3 miles an hour. It's a regular walking speed. I say we walk our ass off 2.5 hours. We can get there. We don't got to run nothing.
I'd say it's closer to 3 hours.
Okay.
Because you guys are still at elevation. But anyway, we're splitting hairs. The point is, you guys could. This is not like an all-day thing. I will say that, like I said, once the tracks lead to the highway, there's no way of figuring out where these came from. They could have come from the south. They could have come from the north. You have no idea. Once the tracks leave the dirt road and meet up with the highway, you have no idea which way to follow these things.
So
Well,
we can't follow the tracks
yeah.
anyway.
The tracks disappear. How about we head towards the hospital on the road, and if we see signs of other people around, maybe we can go, try and get a ride.
So here's what I'll say. Following the road is a roundabout way. When I said 7 miles, I'm in a straight line cutting across the northern part of Fraser Valley, not following the highway. It would be an additional 2 miles if you guys follow the highway. So it would be 9 miles if you guys follow the highway.
So we got to beeline it.
I say beeline through the wilderness. I think it's smart to stay off the roads at night anyway.
But wilderness.
I feel way more fucking comfortable in the wilderness than I do next to a road. Humans are the most dangerous game.
Most dangerous game. Yeah, whatever. I mean, whatever you guys want to do. Just
As long as we don't hear banjos, let's go.
okay. If you guys are going to hike it, I need someone to keep watch. I'm not going to make you guys lead the way, or I'm not going to have anybody navigate because you guys have been in this valley for a while. So I don't think anybody needs to navigate. But I do need somebody to keep watch, or not watch, but like be the lookout, so to speak.
Silas.
Yep, I'll be on the lookout.
Okay.
Oh, Hawkeye.
So I just need.
Bo is at the ready.
I just need Silas to give me an observation roll then.
Okay. No sixes that time.
No sixes. Okay.
Oh, do I need to add stress to this one?
This is yeah. Well, no, because this is a passive roll. Not really passive, but it's not a there are no immediate consequences that are apparent. So it's just like it's a non-stress thing. Because and the idea being that you can't push this roll.
Oh.
So
okay.
there's no stress in this. So you guys start heading south, back towards the YMCA hospital, where you guys know that Grace is waiting for you with this medicine. You guys are moving in and out of. It's kind of on the edge of where the forest meets the valley floor, so to speak. And so you guys are moving out in and out of varied terrain. As a group, I need you guys to give me a mobility roll. As long as at least 2 of you successfully pass this mobility roll, everything should be fine. Oh, there's one.
No
I got
stresses?
one.
There's no stress on this.
Okay, just double
Did
check.
not pass.
Okay, so there's 2.
He
Okay.
Two
did.
sixes.
All right, so 2 6s. No worries.
Look at all
We
them
got enough mobility
fives.
for both of us. Danger.
I got 1 6.
I got 1 6.
So as you guys are moving through, you guys have been traveling for about an hour. You're about halfway through. Silas has been fairly successfully keeping watch, and you guys are, as much as you're a little farther north than you have been, because of your familiarity with the valley in general, you know which way you need to head. And so you just kind of intuitively understand we're about halfway. And as you're getting, as you're running through the forest, Silas, out of the corner of your eye, you in the woods, because you guys are sort of like traversing sort of along the tree line where you guys can like move in and out of cover and whatnot. You're not really specifically trying to use the forest as cover, but the trees sort of provide an advantage. As you guys are kind of like making your way south, Silas, out of the corner of your eye, you see it looks like a shelter. It looks like a small campsite. You see a lean-to shelter. And not only that, but you also see like a stone fire ring, as though somebody had literally set this place up to be a shelter.
So I'll immediately like put up a stop signal and point to where I see this, and take a closer look with the binoculars.
Okay. Are you gonna so you're making an observation roll?
Yeah, I want to check to see if I see people specifically.
Okay, so where you're, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
1 6.
1 6. From where you're standing, so like you would be approaching this campsite, and from where you're standing, you're seeing the profile, the broad side, so to speak, of the shelter. So all you're really seeing is the back side of it. You're not seeing across it or through it or into it. You're just seeing the back side of it. It looks like a lean-to shelter that's made from like pine branches and like birch. And just off to the side, you can see the fire pit, but you don't see any people. But you also can't see into the shelter from where you're at.
Right. How far away would you say we are?
30 yards?
I think I would risk a whisper to the group and tell them exactly what I saw. We're looking at the back of a lean-to structure, and I don't see any people, but I can't see into it. Do you guys want to split up and circle around?
I'll also say that you can see the fire ring. Like, you can tell that somebody has set up like stones in a ring. And just intuitively, you would assume that this is where somebody would make a campfire. You can tell that this campfire is not in use, and there's no smoke, so it doesn't look like it was recently extinguished or anything like that.
Okay. So I'd also tell them that and suggest that we split up and flank quietly.
Okay.
Is there... yeah, go ahead. What do you want to do?
Well, I was gonna say, Bunk is definitely gonna find a place like a higher elevation sniper post that's well hidden, to just kind of look somewhere close to where I am, just a tucked away spot where I can see something.
You can find a tucked away spot. It's not going to be a higher elevation. Like, you guys are in basically a valley. And everything that you're, as you look at it, the shelter is in the trees, and everything beyond the trees is starting to move up in elevation, because you guys are basically in a valley. You're literally in a valley that's surrounded by giant mountains. So everything that would be beyond you would be higher elevation. But you guys are in this valley. There's plenty of tall grass, so you could find a hidden position, but you wouldn't be able to find higher elevation.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Well,
I'll
if
just-
Bunk,
I would suggest that Marcus do the same, like kind of looking over how badly he's been hurt recently. I would suggest that he tries to find a covered position and watch our backs while maybe Dorian and I go up there.
I was going to
Whip
say,
my ghillie suit.
so if Bunk's going to do that, Marcus would want to get to kind of like a different, I guess the opposite. So we could have them with sniper rifles from each side, and then maybe Dorian and Silas flank from each side of the structure. That way we've got, a clear line of shot from two different people, and then we can see y'all coming from left and right into it. Is
Okay.
what I was thinking.
Okay. How do you guys feel about that?
Yep. I go one way, he goes the other.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I'm like not going any further in towards them. I'm like just kind of circling the perimeter and just a little bit out, about 30 yards to the right, and he goes 30 yards to the left or something.
Okay. Cool. Who is... are you guys going to approach this?
Yeah, Silas will
Yes.
approach Dorian.
Okay.
Talker.
Are the
Got
two
my
of
knives at
you...
the ready.
Nice.
I'm a killer.
Nice at the ready. Are you guys doing this stealthy, or are you just going to charge in and see what you find?
Stealthy.
Yeah, stealth.
All right. Go ahead and give me stealth rolls. If you have stress, this is where stress would kick in. Dorian?
Okay.
It's gonna be
With-
so many
with
dice.
your 5 stress.
I got a camo jacket. I think
That would
this
be
helps.
appropriate. Yep.
I also think I have a camo
I
jacket.
think a lot of you guys do.
They're just giving out camo jackets.
Just
these
handing
days.
them out. I think you guys all found them at the
Me.
Yeah.
Vanguard outpost.
Jesus. I got no 6s, no panic, but a few 1s. So I don't know if and one of them's on my gear, so I don't know if I'm gonna push this or not.
Yeah, if you push
I'm
that, it would do
definitely
damage to
gonna
your.
panic.
It would. I love this so much.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god!
Look at all them 6s.
No, you didn't panic.
Yeah.
He
Except
did?
No
No.
panics.
like
1, 2,
tripping
3,
over every rock
4
and
fucking.
stick.
So, as much as Silas is having trouble figuring out how to get into this campsite, it's like
Dorian just levitates.
I'm a fucking shadow.
Dorian sneaks in. And Dorian, as you make your way into the campsite and you make your way around the broadside towards the end to where you're actually able to see in, it's a very, very primitive shelter. It's not a big shelter. It's literally just maybe big enough for one person. And you can actually see a person laying on their back. And you can tell that they're laying on like pine boughs that have been set up as sort of like a makeshift bed. This person, how many 6? Oh, that was for your stealth roll. But that's what you can see. You can see a person laying on their back on a bed of pine boughs. They're wearing a blue coat. And outside of that, that's about as much as you're able to tell from here.
Okay. So am I looking like through a window, or is this like an open?
This is an open. This is
It's
a
just like a shelter. Okay.
primitive, like handmade shelter out in the middle of the fucking woods. This is not a structure by any means. This is somebody cut down pine boughs and branches and like built a shelter out of tree pieces, tree bits.
Think like the people on Survivor when they make their little camps.
okay.
Alone
Out
is
of
my,
bamboo.
is my favorite show for this reference.
Naked and Alone. Okay.
Not Naked and Alone.
From
Okay.
where?
Alone.
Oh.
I take out one of my magical rags
Uh-huh.
and then I douse it in chloroform and I go up and press it on that person's face.
Give me.
You're already stealthy as fuck with all them 6.
I was gonna say that was this thing. You got how many did you roll? 4. I would say you can just
4?
do this. Okay, so here's what I will say with your 4 success. As you get closer, you can tell that this person's already unconscious. And as you get close enough to like be within arm's reach of like doing what you're getting ready to do, you can tell this person's unconscious. And they have a book on their chest that's open. The way that like somebody probably was reading it and then just like fell asleep and just left the book on their chest, open on their
Okay.
chest. Now that's what you see as you're getting ready to chloroform. You can tell it's a man. You can tell it is it's an older man with some gray hair. But that's about all you're able to tell from right now. But with your 4 6s, he appears to be unconscious already.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Well, because I guess if I went back and told the guys, we could come up on him, and then we'd still be safe, and we could ask him questions if we wanted to.
Crazy.
Or
I'm
can
saying,
just make
here's what I'm
sure-
saying. Here's what I'm saying is
make
this
sure
is
he's
what you
still
see.
asleep.
If what you would like to do is follow through with your plan to chloroform this guy, I'm not going to tell you can't. I mean, you gave him
Yeah.
You rolled 4 6s.
Yeah, I want to make sure this guy stays asleep.
Okay, dope. So you roll in.
I hope he's already dead.
You roll in. You put chloroform on this dude's face, and as soon as you put your face on this guy, he tries to sit up and is startled and frightened by it, but then immediately just and just completely goes limp.
Nice.
All right, and then I make a all clear call. Sounds like a crow. Caw, caw, caw.
Kind of pop up, and I
Excuse me.
shoulder my rifle, or sling my rifle, and I just start walking in.
Okay. Perfect. And as you guys, one by one, make your way in, you guys all see the same thing. That now this person is not peacefully sleeping. They are, they've been, rendered unconscious chemically. They're just sort of like laying there clumsily with their mouth half open. Same story though, wearing a blue jacket, book open on the, like face down. It's not open where you could read it. The cover's exposed, but like book on their chest. But
Monk,
instead
you know
of
this
like
guy?
sleeping peacefully, it's just sort of like it looks haggard and just like a person who is suddenly rendered unconscious by way of chloroform.
Hey, Bunk, your brother's over here. Oh, that's funny.
I will stand guard at the opening.
What
of
book
the
was he
new-
reading?
You don't know?
Can I pick it
So
up?
I'm assuming like me and Bunk are like just scanning the perimeter now that they've got into there. Where like
You tell me. I'm not going to assume any
Yeah.
of your actions. So you tell me what you want to be doing.
So I know that Dorian thinks it's clear,
Uh-huh.
and so I popped up from my thing. I don't have my gun out. I slide around my back here, but I'm looking the whole way. I'm still pretty cautious walking in.
Okay.
yeah, Marcus is
I don't
gonna
have my gun
pull his
out.
binoculars out and kind of scan, just seeing if there's anything moving in the perimeter of us moving in on this.
Okay, so Bunk and Marcus, you both see nothing. I mean, aside from it being a post-apocalyptic scenario, it is a very quiet and peaceful evening in the Fraser Valley of Colorado.
All right. I move in to meet up with where I heard the cacaw from, where I think Dorian is.
Okay.
Yeah, Marcus will do the same.
Okay. And all of
Did I-
you see an unconscious man, very ungracefully lying on his back, with a book on his chest. And I'm going to give you guys a chance to do something before I roll for whether or not this guy is going to come to on his from this chloroform thing.
Does anybody have anything that we can restrain this guy with before he gets a chance to
I
come
do.
to?
I mean, I
What?
got electrical tape. It's not great. Somebody else has duct tape, though.
I still have duct tape.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that.
Right.
And Marcus wants to check him for any kind of insignia as well. Again,
Well, have you guys
If
picked up
there's
the
anything-
book?
I pick up the book.
Perfect. You pick up the book. You've
What-
got the
what
book.
is the book?
The book doesn't have any markings. As far as you can tell, it's just sort of like a journal. But as Bunk picks up the book,
oh god,
you see on the right breast, where there would be a pocket. There's not a pocket, but right here, where this my Under Armour insignia is.
Demonetized.
I want to.
He must work out.
Yeah, I must work out. I am not sponsored by Under Armour for anybody. Although, if anybody from Under Armour is watching, I would happily accept a sponsorship from
There
you.
you go.
Sell out, dude. Do it.
Yeah, can't wait to sell out.
their headquarters is right down the road from me.
Really?
Yeah, they're in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Weird piece of trivia. First thing we're going to do, I will say this. Marcus, you recognize this symbol that is on the jacket. The rest of you, give me wits rolls.
No stress.
No stress. This is just passive. This is just a passive. Who is that?
Who's sixes?
Dorian? Okay.
Danger.
Bunk?
I got nothing.
Okay. Nothing for Silas.
Correct.
So, Bunk, Dorian, and Marcus, you guys all recognize the badge insignia that's on his left breast part of this jacket as being the emblem for Florence ADX Ultramax prison.
Oh, his blue jacket.
That's a local prison that we.
I wouldn't say it's local. Bunk, since Bunk has a very long history of growing up in this area and is a native of Colorado, you would know that ADX Florence is considered the Alcatraz of the Rockies.
Gotcha.
Most dangerous criminals, like Ted Kaczynski was there. The shoe bomber that like right after 9/11, he was there. This is an Ultramax facility. It's not like a general federal penitentiary. This is the highest max security prison in the federal penitentiary system, and it's in and you recognize the emblem on it. It's the reason why there are signs on I-70 as you go through Denver that said "Don't pick up hitchhikers."
I share this information with the group.
Well, Marcus
I go
and Dorian also
wrist.
recognize this, but Silas, yeah, I think Silas was the only person that didn't recognize this.
Yeah.
I don't know that they recognize this, so I tell everyone as if they don't. I'm like, y'all probably know this, but this is the Superman.
I would.
Like,
I like to believe that
we
Bunk
got this.
assumes that nobody else knows anything, and so Bunk, from a perspective of like nobody knows what I know, just decides I need to inform everyone.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So at this point, you guys
Marcus-
all know that he is wearing a blue jacket with an ADX Florence emblem on it. It's a federal
So as soon as
Ultramax
Bunk
prison.
tells me that, I finish wrapping up his ankles and wrists, the wrist behind the back with duct tape.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and kind of, I don't know, give him a frisk and check his jacket and see if there's anything.
Is he wearing shoes?
He is wearing
Bombs
shoes.
on him?
We'll get back to that real quick. So Silas, as you're patting him down, give me an observation roll. See how well how successful you are at patting him down.
And Marcus wants to ask Bunk if he could see the book.
1-6.
1-6. So as you're patting him down, you do find a lump in the inside of his the left part of his jacket, and it's not insignificant. You're 99% certain that this is his firearm.
I will take this firearm.
Okay, and as you reach in and find it, it is a very nice 9mm pistol.
I offer it up to the group if anybody needs this.
I got one. I'm good. Anybody does not have a 9mm?
I've got one too.
I've got my
Dorian?
revolver.
All right, I'll eject the clip and chuck the gun and the chamber.
So I need Silas to do a couple of things for me. First of all, I need you to roll. Whatever your resource dice is for the duct tape to figure out how much duct tape you have left.
I did. I rolled a 5.
Okay, so you're cool. Anything else? I would say you guys got 5 seconds to do whatever you want to do before I
I
figure
want to
out.
tie his shoelaces together.
I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. You just do it.
Yes.
What type of knot does Dorian prefer?
Oh, I'm just going straight bow.
Just bunny ears?
Like,
Okay.
yeah, bunny ears in the hole.
Oh yeah, this guy is.
God damn.
So, after Dorian,
Hang on, Ryan.
yeah.
Before, I'm sorry. Marcus wants to tell Silas to duct tape his eyes too. Like he doesn't need to see us. That'll give us an element of surprise.
Oh, nice. Good
okay,
call.
all right. So you're duct taping all the things.
Black
Everything
bag.
but its prison wallet. Yeah.
Everything as well. Well, I mean, Silas didn't
Leaving
find a
that
prison
wide
wallet,
open.
but like, before we do this, I was day drinking with Troy today, so before we move further with this, why don't we take a short, like, 3-minute break because I gotta pee, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you how this all unfolds. All right, we'll be right back.
I gotta take my prison wallet. Be right back.
Yeah, I've never used the image creation for ChatGPT. I've only used it for just the talky talk type stuff.
I know Savannah used ChatGPT and I don't know why. She used it to turn our dogs' pictures into
people?
what they'd look like if they were humans. And it was alarming the way that the humans were like, oh my God, if my dog was a human, that would be that. And she did it for Baxter, and it was like, it looked like a crotchety old man, like Rick from Rick and Morty. And I was like, that's Baxter, yeah.
That's hilarious. All right. So you guys have found this unconscious stranger. Dorian has rendered him unconscious with chloroform. You have bound, as far as I can tell, you've gagged. Did you tape his mouth shut or just his eyes?
I guess just the eyes.
Just the eyes. Okay, so hands and
Yeah,
feet.
not his mouth.
That's gonna be a bitch when that comes off.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Hands and feet are bound. Eyes are covered with duct tape. And he did, in fact.
Laces tied.
What's that?
Come on.
Laces tied. Yes,
Shoelaces
laces tied. I'm
tied
sorry.
together.
I didn't mean to diminish the shoelaces. But he does kind of like shake off the chloroform, and as he does, he immediately sits up. Did somebody take the book?
I did.
Okay.
And then I
Marcus
gave it.
has. Yeah, Marcus has.
Marcus
now.
has the book. Okay. He immediately sits up and he's just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
Hey, buddy, calm down.
How does he want to calm down? What the fuck am I, your fucking stepdaughter? Calm down. Fuck you. I'm bound up with duct tape. Would you be calm?
No, probably not. That's a fair point. But you're the one sitting duct taped, and you've got people all around you with weapons. So just for your own sake, calm down.
You got at least 20 guns on you right now.
Give it. He's just like, he doesn't know. So sure, 20 guns. And he just sort of like. So is this how it ends?
I don't know. We'll see.
What do you want? I mean, you didn't kill me, so you must want something.
Do you have any means of transportation? And do you have any other people?
So he's like, yeah, I got means of transportation. He lifts up his feet and he's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck tied my fucking shoelaces together?
One of these 20 guns.
He's like, no, I don't have any other form of transportation. Do you?
We did. Somebody took care of that for us, though. They pushed it down the ravine.
Well, that is a fucking shame.
It is a fucking shame. Are you out here alone?
Well, I was. Seems I got 20 fucking spectators now.
I slap him with a pistol butt.
And you're like, okay, all right. Some people don't have a sense of humor.
I guess not.
Where'd
Not
you
today, anyway.
where'd you get your jacket?
From an Arby's.
Okay. I pistol butt him.
Jesus, does any of you have a fucking sense of humor? I got it from fucking prison. Where the fuck does it look like I got it from?
Shame. Now I'm craving Arby's. fucking beef and cheddar like nothing
Also,
else.
if anybody from Arby's is watching, I am open to sponsorship.
Send me some of the D&D dice that y'all, the limited edition D&D dice. I want those.
So anyway, yeah, he got it from prison.
While they're interrogating him, Marcus
Actually,
is kind
he's
of
like, "Why do you ask?"
Because
I mean, we all got stuff. I can only assume that you guys are wearing jackets. Do you guys just wander around asking everybody where they got their jackets from?
Well, I was just making sure it was yours, and you came from where that jacket says you came from.
I assure you, this jacket came from ADX Florence.
What you in for?
What am I in for?
Or what were you in for?
Jesus Christ, you guys are suspicious.
Have you looked around lately? You know, no pun
No,
intended,
surprisingly, my eyes are taped shut. I haven't seen shit since I woke up.
This is a harsh fucking world.
Yeah, exactly. So, are you trying to tell me that everything that's on your person right now is yours that you bought from REI?
Is that next door to the fucking Arby's? And I slap him with a pistol again.
So now he's just got like blood running into his fucking mouth. He's like, Jesus Christ. I gotta find my notes here. He's like, the name's Jackson. Joel Jackson. Anybody
Alright,
like to
Joel.
introduce themselves?
Not really.
Figures.
Again, while they're doing this, Marcus has kind of like turned his back to like he continue to scan the perimeter, and he's kind of flipping through this book, this journal.
Oh, you're flipping through the journal. Well, let's go back a little bit. We'll get back to Joel Jackson.
Joel?
Joel. And also, all of you can clearly see above the emblem is a, just like you would see on a military uniform, there is embroidery, and it's sort of like an insignia, and it says Jackson on the jacket. So, Marcus, as you start looking through this journal, the vast majority of it is waterlogged, and like as you're trying to flip through the pages are literally just like not even tearing. They're just crumbling apart because the book is waterlogged. But the back part of it, sort of like where it's open, it was laying on his chest, there are some pages that have been preserved and are legible. The first entry that you're able to read reads, Rebecca is proving to be quite resilient. She takes to the doctrine quickly. She will be a formidable child. The next entry underneath that reads, encountered a lone woman named Georgia while foraging. Rebecca is like a prodigy. She's learned to weaponize her empathy and has convinced the woman to travel with us. I'm so proud of my little understudy. I know I can count on her. Below that is another entry that reads, Georgia believes there's an old forestry bunkhouse near the base of the northern slopes of Mary Jane. It could be inhabited. Rebecca and I will need a cover story. And then the last entry that you can read reads, I must be temperate with my dosing. To gain their sympathy, I'll need her unconscious, not dead. Thankfully, the hemlock grows plentiful in this region. Anyway, back to Joel. He's just like, and by the way, that is Marcus reading these things. I'm assuming you're reading these to yourself.
Yes, but At this point, Marcus would like to turn around and almost kind of like a Bruce Wayne doing his Batman voice, so a little bit different than Marcus's regular voice. Wants to say to this guy, like, "Where's Rebecca? I'm not wearing hockey pads."
Where are they?
He's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Rebecca? I'm.
Is this your book?
It's like, no, it was here in the fucking shelter. I was laying down on the, like, again, he's got his eyes covered. He's just like, I was laying down in these palms, and then something was lodged into my back. I reached in to figure out what it was in this book. Boring read, by the way.
Do I see any signs of, like, of dogs or other?
No.
Marcus, again, with this lower tone voice, wants to say to Bunk, but not Bunk's name. Like, you're being pretty quiet. Bunk, you're being pretty quiet.
Yeah, sorry. People are asking about flights. I was kind of listening in on the last bit. Not really. Sorry, I missed about the last 20 seconds.
The journal effectively describes.
I heard all about that.
Oh, okay. Marcus
I heard
asked
the
if there were any
journal that-
dogs. Marcus asked Silas asked if he saw any signs of dogs. He didn't. Marcus apparently said to you, "You're being kind of quiet."
Oh, what did he say? I forget what he said in the Batman voice.
I was asking him where, in the journal, whoever was writing the journal was talking about Rebecca and Georgia, these people, and so Marcus was just thinking that this was the gentleman Joel's journal. So, where's Rebecca? And the guy admitted that it's not his book. He found it boring. It was just here when he laid down. Sorry, Ryan.
Gotcha. All right.
That was a very good recap.
Okay. But I still don't know what he read in that journal.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm still fucking quiet.
Okay. So,
Also, wait, you just said Bunk, you're kind of quiet?
No, I was above
He's looking
table.
at you.
I went out of my way because Bunk, being this quiet, Marcus would find it weird, but also he's not the type of person to just start throwing out each other's names. He was just saying, "Hey, this guy can't see us."
yeah,
But
I
you're
think
just being,
what he actually said was, "John Bunker Graves, you're being awfully quiet."
I was.
Social security number 443.
wait, his middle name is Bunker.
I know his eyes are duct tape, but I was trying my best to just not say anything. I don't say anything.
Okay.
I don't say anything, and I look at Marcus and just kind of shake my head.
Dorian kneels down and puts a hand on the guy's shoulder, and in a softer tone, he's like, "What you running from, Joel?"
Where am I running from? Bears, wolves, jackals, vanguard, everything. Same thing you are, I'd imagine.
You know it's dangerous to go alone.
Oh, is it? Is it dangerous to go alone?
Here, take this. And I hit him in the head with the butt of my pistol.
Let's see.
I'm gonna concuss the shit out
I
of
was
this
gonna
guy.
say, he's taken 3 pistol whips
gonna
at
be-
this point.
It's vegetable after this.
That's number 4.
So,
Well,
Joe,
why are you out here by
many
your?
hit
Why
points
you
does this guy
like?
have?
Why are you out here by yourself? Is what I'm trying to get at. Joel.
Who the fuck are you people? What kind of questions are these? What am I doing out here? I'm surviving. I'm living. I'm not dead. As of yet. Seems to be unknown as to whether or not you and your 19 buddies are gonna fucking kill me, but Jesus Christ, dude. The fuck do you think I'm doing out here? It's not like I got a fucking 3-bedroom, 2-bath bungalow waiting for me at home.
Marcus is gonna interject and say, you know, again in the Batman voice, have you been alone since you left the prison?
I mean, I meet people, but like, yes, I'm alone. I have no companions. And he just kind of like, look, guys, look. In my experience, this only ends one of two ways. Either you put me down, or you let me go. You've got me bound, you've got me blindfolded, so I'm pretty much at every disadvantage that could be had. So what are we doing?
We're just out here looking for either the people that trashed our ride or another ride, another way back. We have something important to do. You're not involved.
No, I'm not. At all. Until now.
Well,
I was
unlucky.
asleep.
Well, give us some information that we want. Like, did you see any cars or vehicles that maybe we could, or some horses that we could take?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're all up and down. You know, just grab your phone, call an Uber. They'll pull right in.
Okay.
I don't like this guy's attitude.
Really? Because it seems like Silas has blown people's brains out for a lot less.
They were all Vanguard.
This guy's
It's like,
fucking
look,
escaped
guys.
convict.
I don't know what you want. I don't know where you've been. I don't know where you're going. And to be honest, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't know why you care about me.
I don't care about you. This is a boring conversation.
Okay.
And he's like, but you guys did mention going somewhere. You guys are doing something other than just wandering aimlessly, trying to just get through the next day. You guys sound like you have something you're trying to do. I can do shit.
What the fuck do you care?
I don't.
Yeah, we don't need this.
But
guy.
this is just very unique in this scenario. How often do you meet somebody these days that's doing something other than just getting by, trying to get to the next day? Not very often.
Did he ever answer what he was in for when he asked him?
No.
No.
Okay.
He said he was innocent.
Of what?
I don't think
They
I
all
don't
say
think he
that.
did.
All right. Bulk takes out his 9mm and he puts it in the guy's fucking mouth and he holds him down to the ground with the 9mm in there. And he cocks the hammer very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And Bunk says, tell me exactly what you were in for and what you're exactly innocent of. I'm going to remove this from your mouth and you better start talking. Otherwise, I'm going to blow your fucking brains out. We're going to keep moving. We're making bad time and I don't like to make bad time. And I slowly take my pistol out of his mouth. but I keep it rested on his fucking nose
Mhm.
so he can feel it because he can't see it. But I keep it rested on his fucking nose.
So this guy just sort of exhales and he's like,
5.
the
4.
jacket's not mine. I was never
is it?
in. I've never even been to ADX Florence.
Why the fuck are you wearing a Supermax prison jacket if you ain't there? You trying to seem like a badass?
Ah,
Trying to scare
you're-
people off?
Your name on it, Joel.
It is my name. But this is not my jacket. It's my jacket now. This jacket belonged to my son. My son was Nathan. Nathan was a rookie officer at ADX when everything went to shit. I lost Nathan. I don't know how long it's been. Long enough that I've forgotten how long it's been since I lost Nathan.
And now you just hang out by yourself,
Yeah,
just waiting to die?
more or less. So if we're doing this, do it. Because I got basically nothing left. And to be quite honest, a quick death is a lot better than anything else I've seen in this fucking world.
Bunk looks up at Marcus, Silas, and Dorian. I'm sorry, and Danger. There.
Yeah.
Kind of looks at all of them, just a quick glance at all of them.
Marcus wants to ask again in the Batman voice, like, where was Nathan at when you took this jacket off of his body?
Lying dead face down in the fucking weeds.
Where?
I don't know. We started in, we've been traveling we started in the southern part of the state. We came up through fucking Kenosha Pass, up through Hartzell. We ended up in Frisco, which was a fucking shit show with the Amerimart massacre. Got the fuck out of Dodge, came up over the fucking Jones Pass Road into, I don't know. I mean, it's been, I lost them somewhere around James Pass Road.
I look at Silas and Marcus, and I say, would any of these things that he's talking about ring a bell? Were they big things?
Marcus would know about the Amerimart massacre.
Okay.
The Amerimart massacre was basically a lore dump. Was a huge massacre where a lot of refugees has sort of taken to this giant parking lot in this like megamart center. And depending on who you ask, rumors vary based on who you're getting the story from, but it was either the Sovereign Vanguard or it was the Dawn Front, who was sent in to keep order. But the Eisenhower Tunnel was destroyed, cutting off the eastern and western parts of I-70, which left a lot of people stranded. And this happened in Frisco. And tensions escalated. Something happened. The details are ambiguous, but literally hundreds of civilians were just put down by military force.
Bunk wouldn't know
Bunk.
any of this shit. Bunk's been in a fucking bunker.
Yeah.
So Bunk kind of
Marcus would know this.
I kind of sheer glances at everybody like, any of this shit check out? I don't know. I've been in a fucking.
Marcus, without saying anything, because he's making eye contact with me, would nod his head and say, or just convey that what he's saying, like, that's all.
Joe, what did you do before all this shit went down?
I was a mechanic. I owned a muffler repair shop.
So I look to the guys and I'm like, you think we should take him back to the hospital? He looks like he needs like some sort of purpose, and I feel like he could be helpful there with like generators and shit, I
put a knee. He's kind of like laying on his back now because I still have the fucking gun, and I put a knee kind of on his sternum a little bit, and I say, Joel, you want to know why we're in a hurry? We're trying our fucking damnedest to save a little girl that's gonna fucking die if we don't get back with this medicine that we have.
Well,
We went and scavenged this shit from a fucking turned over ambulance, and we got enough medicine, hopefully, to make the hospital that we have helping people. Does that sound like something you'd want to make a difference in, and you want to fucking stay in this valley and die?
He says, I don't know shit about medicine, but I'd do just about anything to have something other than ambivalence in my life.
What do y'all think?
I'll
So
untie his shoelaces.
before you do that, Dorian, Marcus wants to ask, Joel, how long had Nathan been working at the prison before all hell broke loose?
Oh, I mean, maybe 6 months. He was super proud. He told me all about it. He was green. I mean, he had not been there long. He didn't tell me much about his job, and I think it's because it made it easier to do by leaving it at work and not bringing it home with him. He didn't really tell me much about it, but he was there for about 6 months before everything went to shit.
See, if you would have started in storyteller mode instead of smart fucking mouth mode, you wouldn't have got beat in the fucking head.
Listen,
Maybe.
we could use a good mechanic. If you're as good at fixing shit as you say, you want something to do, I don't know. What do y'all think?
Yeah, you got a muffler that needs repaired? I can fix the shit out of a muffler.
There's that fucking smart mouth again.
We used to have a really big fucking four-wheeler. It was awesome. One day we will have another four-wheeler. It will be
Yes.
twice as awesome.
I'm not in the habit of having somebody near me that can stab me in the back. I feel like we've been looking at our backs and worried about threats for I don't even know how long at this point.
Like 300 days, probably.
20 days.
320 days, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we can bring him along, but I don't know if I trust him with a weapon.
He's
I hear
like,
you.
He's like, you can tell he's sort of like, y'all. Oh, okay.
Joel,
Yeah.
what we're saying is we might take you along with us, but it's going to be a minute before you gain our trust. So if you want to come with us, you let us know. If you want us to leave you fucking here, we'll leave you here. But we gonna leave you fucking duct taped and all that shit. And you're gonna have to figure out your own way.
He's like,
You understand?
yeah, I mean, shit, there's safety in numbers. Yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Marcus, you don't think so, huh?
Whatever you guys want to do, but Marcus doesn't trust this guy.
Hey, man. I don't know. I think everybody deserves a chance till they fuck it up. But then again, I've had how many people blow themselves up in my fucking presence now, so maybe I should learn.
I think 2 at this point.
These plans literally blow up in my face. So,
But if
Whatever.
it makes you feel any better, I don't have any explosives on me.
I say, Joel, brace yourself, and I fucking rip the duct tape off his goddamn eyebrows.
He's just like, ah! What the fuck? And you rip it off, and like his eyebrows are gone. He just looks like he's got like alopecia.
Looks like a steel.
He's just like, ugh.
All right, so let's get moving.
And he's like, I
I
don't.
say, quit bitching, and I fucking cut his hands free.
Oh, God. All right. What are we doing?
We're booking it in this direction.
Perfect.
Obviously, you're going to be in front of all of us, so you can't stab one of us in the fucking back.
Yeah, and also, Joel, real quick, the other 15 guys, they just moved up the trail while we were talking to you.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Do you have anything you need to grab? Because we're going.
Just my cock and my socks. I'm ready to
Oh
roll.
my God. I hate Joel.
Yeah. Joel
We
is
just
like
all immediately pull our guns out.
always this close to getting a fucking bullet between his eyes.
That's my
Bunk's kind of like,
fucking-
Bunk's like, I get this, dude.
Like, let's
All
do
right.
it. Am I leading the way? You guys just got to tell me left or right, warm or colder. And he just starts running.
Gotcha.
And he turns around like, look how
Yeah.
fast I can run.
Look at Joel.
Yeah.
Look at Joel go. Guy's a fucking natural.
It's pretty spry for being Bunk's age.
We're going that way. So, point him in the direction of the hospital. We got to fucking go. We have to get this medicine to the hospital.
All right. So yeah, you guys take off. Joel is, I wouldn't say he's leading the way because he doesn't actually know where he's going, but he's taking direction with respect to like left, Joel. And he does. He lefts when you guys say left. He rights when you guys say right. And he's just, looks back every once in a while and make sure that nobody's like ready to kill him. But yeah, Joel takes off, and you know, he seems like for the first time in a while, Joel has a little bit of purpose. He's got a little pep in his step. I wouldn't say that he's like trying to impress you or gain your approval. He just seems like a dude that's happy to be there, I guess is the best way to word it. So you guys keep on running. About another hour or so, hour and a half. And you guys do make it back to the YMCA hospital.
Fuck yeah.
Gates are closed. Marcus just screams at him, open the fucking gates, you dummies. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that on Marcus. But
No. I do it in my Batman voice.
Open the gates, hockey pants.
and they see you coming and they understand, oh shit, these are the guys with the fucking, they went to the ambulance. Grace is waiting on these guys. So they open up the gates real quick. You guys run in. When you get inside, it seems even more hectic than when you left.
By the way, just so you know, when we get near the hospital and as we get through the gates, literally Bunk has one hand behind his back with the fucking on his 9 in the belt, watching Joel the whole time.
Okay, perfect. Great. Yeah, great. So you guys get there, and as you're there, as you guys kind of walk in, instead of it being very solemn, where Grace is just sort of like hyper focused on this little girl, Grace sees you guys. She's like, oh, fucking thank Christ. She's like, what did you find? As you look around, it seems that Grace seems incredibly frazzled. And just scanning around, Tony just seems like he's ratcheted up his toniness. He's kind of like, are you sure you're doing that right? And
Fucking love it. Killing these NPCs.
but the other thing that you notice is that Chet kind of greets you. Yeah, guys, thank God you're back. Chet looks tired. Chet looks kind of haggard and clammy, and looks like he hasn't slept. Grace looks the same way, but Chet just sort of is like, okay, great. You guys are back. You guys are back. And it's almost like when Chet sees you, and just to be clear, Chet is the name that we finally landed on for Grace's assistant. It's almost like Chet is like, oh fuck, thank Christ, they're finally back. I can go lay down. And he does. And he goes and lays down in one of the hospital gurneys. And Grace runs up to you, and she's just like, oh my God, thank God you guys are back. I'm not even going to ask. I'm just glad you're back. What did you find? Please tell me you found something, because she is this close.
We found Mr. Jackson and a
Joel's
bunch
like,
of drugs.
hello. She's like, what did you find? Did you find any antibiotics?
Yeah, Bunk has all of them in his backpack. I don't know the names of them.
Azithromycin. Here you go, man.
She's like, oh my gosh. She grabs the Z pack, and she's just like, this is perfect. And it's crazy because she doesn't they're in pill form, and she's like, this is perfect. It's like a little complicated because I can't get her to swallow any pills. So she does this little thing where she creates a little prep station. She starts taking the capsules apart, and she's making some sort of an emulsion, and she like dilutes it with like a saline wash from one of the IV drips, and then she literally like sucks the entire thing up, takes the saline, takes the syringe, injects it straight into the IV that she's got in this girl's arm, and she's just like, all we can do is hope at this point. And you hear from the other gurney, you just hear Chet say, I'm not sure that's what Dr. Vick would have done. And you just see Grace. She's just like, and she kind of looks at Chet. She's like, excuse me? And Chet's just sort of like, he's half awake. He looks exhausted and worn out. And he's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to cause any trouble, Grace. It's your facility, but I'm just saying, I don't think that's what Dr. Vick would have done. And Grace is just well, nobody gives a fuck, Chet. And then she just sort of walks off. She's like, thank you. If you guys found anything else, is there anything else I need to know in terms of like what you guys found? She's like, you know what? Fuck
Did we
it.
give her all the stuff?
Do you?
We found a bunch of shit. Here we go. I think it's best kept with you and yours, because you can do more with it than we can. If we happen to need some of it, obviously we'll come back and ask you for it. But I think it's best in this hospital setting.
So she starts digging
And I
through.
give her everything I got.
So she starts digging through everything you guys have, and she's just like, "Oh my God, a fucking defibrillator?" She's like, "Does the battery work?" And she like charges it up. She's like, "It doesn't." Okay, well, that's whatever. Wasn't really the main goal of the mission. And she's like, "Dioxycycline, Jesus Christ, meropenem." She kind of looks at you guys. She's like, "Do you even know what this is?" She's like, "Doesn't matter, whatever." She like starts putting everything in cabinets away. She's like, "Morph? What?" She's like, excited, like as you guys are giving her more stuff. She's like, "This is amazing. I can't Narcan." She's like, "I don't really know."
Kind of turn to Joel, and I'm like, "Hey, Joel,
Hell.
is there any way? I mean, I don't know what you know about batteries. Is there any way you can charge up that defibrillator somehow? We don't know shit about that kind of thing."
So Joel, good question. Joel's like, "Well, I mean, it's no muffler, but like, I'll have a gander at it." He's like, "Grace, do you mind if I?" And he trails off, just sort of implying that he would like to work on it. And Grace is just like, "I mean, it's fucked up already. If like, I don't know how it could get any worse." He's like, "That's the spirit." And so
Grace, Joel, Grace.
Joel just kind of grabs this and he's like, he kind of looks at you guys. He's like, does anybody have any like tools or like wire cutters or?
Yeah, I got a multi-tool. Does that help?
That would be perfect. Perfect. He's
I
like, yeah.
handle my multi-tool.
And he's like, "Grace, is there any electricity in the building at all?" Grace is like, "No, what the when was the last time you saw electricity?" He's like, "Just thought I'd ask." And so Joel takes the multi-tool, he takes the battery or the defibrillator and the battery, and he just kind of heads off to a corner and just sort of like starts tinkering around with this thing. As you guys get back, Tony kind of makes his way over to Silas, and he's just like, "Fuck is that guy's story?"
He's a smart mouth asshole as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we should take care of him. Was Dorian a problem?
Calm the fuck down, Tony. I am on a roll with pistol whipping dumbass motherfuckers today. So
Tony's just like, "Well, I don't know what that's all about." He's like,
it's been a long day, Tony.
He's just like, "I'm gonna go check on the girl." And so Tony goes and checks on the girl for who knows what reason. Because Tony is fucking Tony. Tony goes to check on this girl. And as he's sitting there, looking at this girl and this IV the way that like a guy who doesn't know anything about cars would stare at the engine when the hood is up. Do you know what I mean? Just sitting there going, "Uh-huh, yeah." And you hear, actually, who would hear this? Silas would hear this. You just hear Chet being like, "I think Dr. Vick would have gone a different way." And Chet's just like, "Who?" And Chet's just like, "Never mind, it doesn't matter." And Tony comes back to you guys. And he's like, "Who's this Dr. Vick guy?"
I have no idea.
No idea.
Chet's talking about like some Dr. Vick. about like Dr. Vick would have done something different. Does Grace know about Dr. Vick?
Why don't you go
If
ask
I had
Tony?
If I had to guess, Dr. Vick used to be their boss, and he is no longer alive. So, I saw Grace get visibly perturbed with Chet when he brought up Dr. Vick. So, I mean, I don't think it's something we need to bring up to her right now. I think everybody's kind of not a lot of sleep, any of that shit.
Tony's just sort of like, I'll go figure this out.
Oh, please don't, Tony. Please don't. You sit here for a second. I'm gonna go talk to Dr. Grace. And then,
He's like, I'm perfectly capable of doing this.
yeah, I know you are, Tony. You know what? I was wondering, there's a whole pile of rocks out back, and I was wondering if you could move that pile of rocks, because it's at the south gate, and there's actually a part, you'll find it, there's a hole in the east gate. And I was thinking more strategically that it could, and I need somebody to move that strategic boulder pile over on the east gate. Do you think you could handle that, Tony?
I don't understand. What's strategic about that?
There's a fucking hole in the perimeter, Tony. What, do you
What?
not know anything about fucking defense?
And he just turns to Grace like, Grace, how can you let a breach in the perimeter just appear? And he gets all shitty and indignant towards
Grace got all she can handle inside the hospital. It's our job to secure the outside perimeter. Tony, that's your job.
He's like, you know what? You're right. And I'm going to demonstrate my leadership capabilities by securing that breach. He's like, you're welcome, Grace. And he just walks out and he heads towards
Tony.
whatever rock pile you were talking about.
That's cool. That's cool, Bunk, making a one-hand man
Yeah, I was
lift a
gonna
bunch
say,
of
like-
rocks.
That's one dumb one-handed motherfucker.
Y'all want
Tony,
to go hang out with him?
Tony can't be told no. Tony's not going to let you tell him he can't do anything.
I go to
I would have
Grace and I say,
sent him with the mechanic. Let them hang
Grace,
out together.
no offense, you look worn out as shit, and I don't think you can do your job if you're worn out as shit. Can we keep an eye on something while you get a little bit of rest? I mean, we'll watch. We'll let you know if anything in that little girl changes. We'll let you know if anybody wakes up or needs anything. But you've got to sleep, Grace.
So Grace just she just like takes a deep breath in and she's like, there's really nothing I can do at this point anyway except for wait. It's either going to work or it's not. I might as well sleep. So
Get some shut-eye. No use to anybody tired as hell.
she kind of like almost like falls into you and just kind of gives you a hug in this way that's just sort of like a thank you for getting the medication, a thank you for dealing with Tony, a thank you for allowing her an opportunity to sleep. It's like a hug from a person that's grateful for relief of the utter exasperation that she has felt for the last 3 days. And she's just kind of like, after she hugs you, she's sort of grabs you by the shoulders, looks you sternly in the face, and she says, under no circumstances should anybody wake me up before just let me sleep until I wake up. Unless this girl is actively in distress, just let me sleep. Just let me sleep.
Copy that. We got you. Where's the darkest, most secluded room?
And she's
Go
like,
there, you lay on a gurney.
and she doesn't even fall asleep in one of the gurneys. She just walks off down this hallway and just disappears into the darkness of this, large complex.
Good deal. All right, Doctor's sleeping. Tony's occupied. Chet's taking a nap. Boys, I feel like this is our hospital at this point, so make sure nobody fucking, you know, codes while we're watching here.
I
Who
wouldn't.
needs rest?
I was gonna say I wouldn't be against taking a nap. I'm pretty hurt and super stressed out.
Yeah. Dorian's
Bunk's
got a
good. Bunkle, I'll
ton
take
of
first
stress.
watch. Y'all take a fucking nap.
All right.
I go over while they all take a nap. I also look over Joel's shoulder, go check on Joel, see what he's doing.
Joel's just working on the defibrillator. Like, it's in pieces at this point. Like, it's he has disassembled this thing to the point where it's just like there are components but oddly, they are extremely organized. It's not just like he's haphazardly strewn these things.
Okay.
He's disassembled this thing, but they are in meticulous order. Also to the point where, like, you recognize that the pieces that he's disassembled from this defibrillator are in, like, order from, like, biggest piece to smallest piece. And all of the green wires are over here, and all the yellow wires are over here. And they're sorted by length and shit. So there is, like, a meticulous process that Joel is executing right now.
Bunk says, Joel, you can put this fucking thing back together, right? You didn't just break the one goddamn defibrillator we had.
He looks at you and he's just like, yeah?
Was that a question, Joel?
He's just like, I know my way around things. It's either going to be great or and he pauses for a little bit and he's like, yeah, it'll be great.
Well, shit, it didn't fucking work before, so all we can do is up from here, right? Lowest bar
Exactly.
possible.
Yeah.
Keep at it, Joel. We appreciate you.
Remember,
kinda
this guy-
pat him on the back a little bit.
Has some head trauma today.
Yeah. I mean, he's been pistol whipped 3 times. Blunt force trauma to the
I
base of
asked
this.
him, I'm like, can I get you some for the fucking your head hurt at all? Well, I'm sorry about roughing you up earlier. You understand.
Uh-huh.
Can I get you anything for your head, or you got like a headache or some shit?
No.
All right. Good. All right. Well, keep at it. If you need anything, I'm over here.
Yeah. Will do. Thanks, buddy.
Bunk just kind of fucking moseys, just kind of like literally pacing up and down the aisles, like on like a watch, just like looking at all the patients, making sure that the little girl is cool, making sure that Chet's cool, making sure that fucking peers out the window, make sure Tony's busy. Yeah.
Tony
just kind of pacing back and forth.
Tony has created a system for moving these rocks that as you're watching it, I'm going to make you roll for this, but you do see Tony and he is doing what you said. And we'll just say that the idea that you told him there was a pile of rocks in a breach was just bullshit to get him out of the room. But because you told him this, he has decided where the breach is and has decided what the pile of rocks is, and he's just moving them. And while you're watching him move these rocks, it's the clumsiest, least efficient way to move rocks. Even for a guy with one hand, you're like, dude. But nonetheless, Tony is diligently moving rocks from point A to point B. And
I know he's got hit points for days, man. He's the best cannon fodder there is.
yeah, Tony's the guy that you need moving rocks. But he's out there moving them. And because you're not sure how many rocks Tony believes is in this pile, you're not sure how long he's going to be at it, but he is at it.
It's good. If Tony's busy doing that, Tony's not fucking something else up.
You don't know where Grace is. This girl that you said you're looking at, unconscious. You have no idea what's happening. You know,
No movement, no change.
nothing. No signs of anything.
Ryan,
yeah.
Judging because of where we're at in the world, like I'm assuming there's not like a chart at the end of her bed or like a file or anything, but is there like a whiteboard or anything that may have, like, when the girl came in, they wrote down her name or something that would show us like possibly what the girl's name is?
No,
cool.
I mean, Grace sort of indicated that the girl was pretty delirious when they found her. But short answer, no. You have nothing to go on in terms of what this girl's name is.
We're saving this girl.
When they brought her in, like, is there a place where they may have put like her belongings, like what was on her person?
Yeah, I mean, sure, yes. We'll say yes. I mean, you know that there are lockers. There's a, yeah, there's like a locker that says Gurney 2, which is the bed that this girl is lying in, and kind of folded up nicely is the clothes that she came in. You can tell that her personal effects are sort of stored over in this area that says Gurney 2.
Marcus would like to.
Right?
What's that?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you're not. You and me are both keeping. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, I guess to that extent, who is awake? So Dorian and Silas are asleep. Marcus and Bunk are awake. So
Yeah,
Bunk,
like
you're kind of like you're like checking in on the patients, yeah.
Yeah.
You're just
I'm
kind of like
literally just pacing back and
keeping
forth.
an eye out. Okay, so Marcus, you're going over to the sort of the locker, so to speak, where this girl's stuff is.
From what Marcus read in that journal that was, pretty close to where we're at.
Yeah.
He knows that there was a little girl possibly close to this age that was working with a guy that was grooming her to be a fucking psychopath from what he read. So Marcus would like to check her belongings to see if there's specifically any hemlock, because that was something that he read that the guy was grooming her to use, or if there's anything that might possibly point towards the girl in the journal being this little girl.
Okay. I mean, you look through her things. There's not much here. It's basically just clothes. A couple of harmless souvenirs. She's got like a sticker that she never like peeled the back off. That's an animation of a superhero, and but no hemlock. And more specifically, nothing that would give you the impression that this girl is the girl from the journal. And as you're going through, give me a wits roll.
Wits, just a flat wit.
Yeah, just flat wits. Actually, give me an insight.
Oh, I like that. More. Okay. So I rolled those three, none of them. So insight would be 3 more on top of that. So I'll just roll 3 more.
Perfect.
To make that fair.
Great.
Oh, 2 6s.
So as you're going through this girl's stuff, you don't find anything particularly compelling. But as you're going through this girl's stuff, it clearly dawns on you that Rebecca was the name of the girl that was with Leon at the cabin where Macaulay blew up the C4. Or at least that was the name that she was going by.
Okay. Thank you for that, Brian, because I'd forgotten about that.
I kind of thought you did.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'll stop defiling this poor sick girl's belongings and.
Son of a bitch.
So as Marcus is rifling through this,
like, that's sicko.
this this girl's stuff. Vitali
Well,
comes
is it,
out
like,
of the corner
nipping
and he's
her,
like,
garments really hard.
No.
Jesus Christ.
but so as you're kind of like going through the
First he's
stuff,
a dog killer, now he's a girl panty sniffer.
Jesus.
to be clear, I don't believe that happened.
I don't think Marcus did that. I know Marcus didn't do that.
Roll for it. No.
So as Marcus is going through this and having this sudden like, oh yeah, wait, shit, that was the girl Rebecca. That was the girl with the at the cabin and the hemlock and blah blah blah. And Bunk, you're just kind of milling about, just making sure that everything's kosher. Chet gets up out of the gurney. And he just kind of like gets up. He's just like, oh. He gets up out of the gurney and he starts walking out of like this main triage area, and he's like, I gotta fucking piss. And he walks
Me too,
down.
Chet.
He's
In
like,
real life. IRL.
do we all need to have like? Do we need another
Oh,
break?
Man, I just been here thinking about how bad I gotta piss so bad.
So here's what I'll say. Chet starts making his way down the same hallway that you saw Grace disappear down. And he's like, I just gotta piss. I'll be right back. And he starts walking down this hallway.
I kind of follow him.
Perfect. And I guess do you need another break to go pee real quick?
I gotta pee.
All
Real
right.
bad, man.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Quick break.
Right. So after a record-setting stream.
Congrats.
What? No. That was all pee, dude.
Weird.
What else would it have been? A little bit of
You
blood.
said you crap. You said, did you crap?
No, he said congrats.
Oh, I thought you said, did you crap? I said, no, that was all pee, dude.
What else?
I misunderstood.
Corrado's bulimic. he was it was his purge cycle. Anyway, so I think Bunk, you are following Chet down
Once
this.
again with my hand in my waistband, carefully.
Are
on the knife.
you making an attempt to be stealthy?
Yes.
Give me a stealth roll. And because Chet is kind of out of it, I'm gonna give you a +2 bonus to this one.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Come on, big money. I got no fucking 6 the whole goddamn time.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
about
Go on.
time.
Nice. All right. So yeah, Chet sort of like groggily makes his way into this hallway, and you kind of like you're tailing him quietly.
Kind of hugging walls a little bit. You know?
Yeah. And Chet just sort of makes it, you following down this hallway. It splits into a T. And he goes down the right side, and almost immediately after turning right down this hallway, he turns into a bathroom. Are you following him in?
Excuse me.
No.
No. Okay. So, Chet is in this bathroom for three minutes. And after 3 minutes, Chet comes back out. Just walks. Starts making his way back to the main room. And as he's walking, you hear him mutter something. You can't really make out. Actually, give me an observation roll.
No big money. God damn it.
You don't really.
Push it.
Oh, okay.
Pushing it.
All right.
I
Well,
got
you lost 2 on
ones.
that one. Yeah. So give me 5 die and a stress, or no, 4 die and a stress.
Can I minus
Just-
1 die? Damn it.
No, so you
One
missed
die,
2,
one
so
stress.
it'd be 4 base and a stress die. But what I want you to do is describe for me narratively how this, like, what does it look like when Bunk is trying to press, like, how is he exerting, like, his observational prowess to be able to, like, really hone in on Chet?
Do the old
So
man
Bunk-
lean.
Bunk has tinnitus a little bit,
Yeah.
and he's trying to listen, and he's like putting his ear in there, and he hears a, and he's like, and he kind of like, he holds his nose and
Like
blows out
pushes?
pressure out
Love
of his
this.
ears,
Okay.
and then he puts his fucking hand up.
All right. Give me. Ooh.
God damn it!
And then, see, I mean, despite your effort to really like shake the tinnitus and focus in on what Chet is mumbling, the only thing you hear that makes any sense is he makes another reference to Dr. Vick. And the only reason you're able to recognize it is because you've heard him mention Dr. Vick a few times. And so it's not like you clearly hear him articulate Dr. Vick. It's just that he's mentioned Dr. Vick at least 3 times now. And so when he says whatever it is he says, you're just able to extrapolate the words Dr. Vick because it makes sense. But he does not notice you. But he does make his way back towards the girl. And he kind of stands over the girl for a minute.
I
And
keep my distance, but I got my fucking eye on him.
And Chet just stands over this girl and he like lets out an exasperated sigh and shakes his head. And he looks at the IV and he just kind of like taps it. He lets out another exasperated sigh.
Okay, I make my way up behind him, just like I was just casually walking. I'm like, "Hey, Chet, you up?"
Oh. Startled me. What are you doing up?
Oh, I'm keeping watch. What do you think about this girl? Think she's gonna make it?
I mean, I'm not one to question Grace.
But if you were, what would you say?
I think Grace is doing what she thinks is best.
What do you think is best, Chet?
I just really wish that Grace would respect the notion that Dr. Vick would have handled this differently. He's like, but
Now, hang on. I've heard you say that name a couple times. Who's Dr. Vick?
Dr. Vick is preeminent. Chet pauses for a minute, searching his vocabulary, and he's like, doctor that specializes in emergency medicine person.
Where is Dr. Vick?
Well, he's not here. He kind of looks around. He's like, not here. But if he was. Anyway, and he kind of like grabs his temples and he's like, I'm feeling dehydrated. I think I need to just lay down. It's like, I heard you guys have some glucose tablets.
Glucose tablets. I'm not sure what all we brought back. Grace would know what we brought back. What, you diabetic or some shit?
No, I just think my electrolytes are low. I just feel like if I had like some electrolyte tablets, got some water in me, got some sleep.
I've got some electrolyte drinks.
That would be perfect. Do you mind? Would you mind if I?
No, I've got a 4-pack of them. Have at him.
He's like, I'm just gonna use the one. I just need the one. And like Chet opens this thing up, and he slams this thing back. Like it's almost impressive how quickly he chugs this electrolyte drink. And he kind of like burps. And yeah, I think I just need some sleep. And he lays down.
All right. I kind of look at Marcus. I'm like, so everybody else is sleeping at this point. Chet's asleep. Everybody's asleep.
Yeah. Chet, as far as you can tell, at least is making an effort to fall asleep.
Sure. We go on an earshot of him. I'm kind of talking in hushed tones. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, Marcus, I saw you snooping around lockers over there, sniffing panties. What'd you figure out?
Nothing that I was looking for panned out. Like this girl's just sick.
What do you think about this Chet dude? When I first saw him when we came in, I was kind of thinking maybe he has a drug problem. And I was kind of wondering about keeping an eye on those fucking drugs, keeping him separated from that shit. But I watched him chug this electrolyte shit and take a nap. I don't know. I think he would have been making every effort to go get at these fucking drugs, you know? I don't know.
Chet just like, I'm not a drug addict. I can hear you.
My bad, Chet.
Bunk's just doing that old man talking too loud shit. No, Mark's like that.
Dangerous
Well,
times, you understand, Chet.
He's like,
Get some rest. Fucking junkie.
Marcus will. He didn't whisper that, but Marcus will whisper this. Like, obviously, he was connected to whoever Dr. Vick was, and doesn't agree with everything Grace is saying. So,
I mean, but logic would follow. I mean, Dr. Vick ain't here. And is Chet as the fucking subservient little bitch of fucking Grace over here. Meaning Chet doesn't know fucking half as much as Grace knows, so when
doesn't mean that he doesn't think he does.
well, all I'm saying is, I mean, for my short stint in the military, I can't tell you one underling doesn't think he knows more than a commanding officer. So that don't mean too much to me, but you know, whatever. I feel like Grace has a handle on it. If Chet had a fucking handle on it, he'd be running this goddamn hospital. So whatever. I don't pay it no mind. Anyway, I'm gonna keep watch on everybody. I kind of pace away,
okay.
pace back and forth, kind of keep an eye on Joel. Joel's still fucking tinkering and doing his thing.
Yeah, Joel kind of like gives you one of these. He's like, yeah.
I give him a big thumbs up from far away.
A sarcastic one. Like, good job, bud.
So Joel keeps working on this defibrillator.
I wonder, are there do the guards have in the perimeter, are there any big ass lights that light up? Are there generators on the premises?
No.
We have no means of electricity whatsoever.
No. No.
Or batteries.
afford that. So okay.
Yeah, there's no electricity on the premises.
Okay.
But Joel's been working on this thing for a while. And Marcus is, I'm sorry, Bunk is, he's keeping an eye on, he's sort of checking out the patients, making sure that Chet isn't chatting. And every once in a while, you kind of look out the window to make sure that Tony's still moving rocks. Tony has actually passed out. He's face down in the yard, probably fallen asleep due to exhaustion. Get Marcus. Give me an observation roll.
What's going on in this hospital? You muted yourself, dude.
I said that's some bullshit, and don't know if I need to push this, but that was 2 1s, so I'd only get.
Well, they're base dice. But ones on base dice don't mean anything, other than that you would only have 2 to roll if you were to push this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push it.
Okay. So time goes by, for this second half of the watch, and Chet gets up again. And this time Chet just sort of seems a little like he's not sure why he's up. Like last time he got up, he's like, I gotta pee. This time he got up, and literally the look on his face is just sort of like, he seems frustrated that he's awake, a little disoriented in general. He seems groggy. He keeps pinching his temples, rubbing his eye, and as he's doing that, you see him just sort of go, and he just sort of nods his head. And he kind of makes his way to the foot of this girl's bed. And doesn't really do anything, but he just kind of he's just sort of staring at her. He flicks the IV again. Lets out an exasperated sigh. I know. And then he's like, ugh. He pinches his temples again. He yells over to Marcus. Or he doesn't yell. He's just like, hey. Can I have another one of those electrolyte drinks?
Marcus, yeah, you're muted. There you go.
No, I've been scratching my chin because I'm thinking, in character, I'm like, where was Chet was here the last time we were here. Chet's not new, but all of a sudden he's just bucking the system.
Chet is displaying behavior that you haven't seen before.
It's a behavior that Primo. Is it behavior that Marcus or I would recognize as symptoms of something?
Motherfucker's got rabies.
No.
He's
That's
clearly hallucinating.
pretty vague. Give me
Like a medical roll or some shit.
one of you two give me what would work? Insight. I don't care who.
Oh.
Both of you actually.
Mine's
Okay. Yeah, good luck with this.
I got one.
Shit, Marcus. Oh, Bunk panics.
Stress.
So Marcus, you can clearly tell that you're not able to determine any sort of diagnosis because you are not a medical professional. But you can clearly tell that Chet is displaying very strange behavior, and he seems to be in distress. Bunk, I need you to roll. Where's my panic table?
I don't like that you're excited about this.
We're all gonna die.
I need you to roll a d10 and add 1 to it. Ten.
9.
So, Bunk, you're watching Chet display all this very strange behavior. It's nighttime. You've got Chet who's acting weird. You've got this new guy. Joel, who you're still not sure you're 100% sure how to feel about. You watched Grace vanish into the shadows of this dark building. You're not even sure where the fuck she is. You start to panic, and you're like, I've got to get the fuck out of this room. And so Bunk runs out of this room outside. You run out into the yard. Would you like to tell me what Bunk is looking for when he runs out into the night?
He tells himself he's got to find a generator.
Okay.
Or a battery or something. That's his excuse. He kind of like yells as he runs out the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a battery. I gotta find something for the battery. I gotta find a generator or a battery. I can fix it. I can fix it. But he just gets the fuck out of the building because he is freaking out a little bit. The little girl they got the medicine for may not survive. Are you talking, Marcus?
He's talking to his girl.
All right, gotcha.
So yeah, you run out front. I mean, you book it, and you're just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I mean, that's not what you say to everybody. You make it look really official. Damn it. But you book it out front. And as soon as Ryan gets back, we'll explain what happens next.
He has the proxy.
Sorry.
So Bunk made this announcement about like, I gotta go find a generator. You go turn off out front. Chet is still like engaging you, Marcus, because you were the one that had the electrolyte drinks. He's like, can I just get another one? I'm not feeling great. I feel like I'm dehydrated. I just feel like if I could get some fluids in me, I could get some sleep.
Marcus like doesn't know how to feel about this guy. I've got some diazepam. Can I just like walk up because he's seeming lethargic and hit him with some diazepam?
Well, they're not like injections.
Oh.
They're pills. But I mean, if you want to give him some diazepam.
He's a medical kid, remember?
You know what? Hey, Chet.
Yeah.
I'll give you one. Let me get one out of my backpack. And while I'm doing that, I want to drop a diazepam in the electrolyte drink.
Okay.
Before I hand it to him.
I was gonna ask you to roll stealth to like hide it, but like Chet's so fucked up that like, actually, I do want you to roll stealth.
All right. Now I know this is fucking stupid question, but I've got my camo jacket on. Do I get the +2 bonus?
No. No, this is not
Camo
a
jacket,
this
I
is not a
should-
scenario
I mean,
where
I'm
we're whiffing
I'm-
out
I
your
get
camo
7.
jacket.
I get 7 D6s, but I'd like those extra 2.
This is where Dorian would come in pretty fucking handy.
Yeah, he'd be
Sleight
like,
of hand, putting a goddamn. Whoa.
"It's a
You
Coke
got
can
it.
now. It's Gatorade."
Check
All right.
drinks, ladies.
Oh
I got
shit,
4
dude.
fucking
4
sixes.
sixes. You're so sly with this move that like
Dorian
even
would be
you're
proud.
yeah, Dorian would be impressed. You're impressed with yourself. And they dissipate into this electrolyte drink. And as you give it to him, again, he just pounds it back. And he's just like, maybe that'll help. And he just sort of slowly walks back to his bed. And before he sits down on the bed like he's getting ready to lay down, and then he looks off to his left. And he says, "Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it." And then he just lays down and goes to sleep. Meanwhile, Joel sort of is like, "Psst, hey, did that old guy say he was going to go find? Is there a generator here?" He's talking to you, Marcus.
I'm as Marcus and
by the way,
Ryan.
smoking weed in the courtyard right now.
Yeah. As Marcus and as myself, I'm like, I have no idea whatever he's doing at any point in time. So, like, I have no idea what Bunk's doing.
So he kind of nods his head, and he kind of looks at you for a minute, and he goes, like he's gonna ask you something, but then he pauses, and he kind of like gets this look on his face, like he wants to ask you a question, and he's just like. And he's like, I'll let you know when if this thing gets fixed. He's like, anyway. He's like, so. Sounds like we're going to be up for a while. Or at least. You're on watch. You know a little bit about me. What's your story? How did you end up with these guys? You know how I ended up with you guys. How did you end up with these guys?
Marcus is very calmly, much like Hugh Jackman, as Wolverine said in Deadpool and Wolverine, "Hey, mouth, fix the fucking battery. We've got nothing to talk about."
He looks at you for a minute, kind of nods, and he's like, "Heard, chef." And he just goes back to his thing. Goes back to the defibrillator. Bunk, now that you've panicked and rushed outside,
I'm inspecting the pile of rocks, just smoking the shit out of this weed. Like I'm, like my life depends on it.
So while you're there, you hear Tony. He sort of wakes up. He's like, oh.
Face down in the mud.
He's face down. And he finally just kind of rolls over and he's like, oh, man. And he's like, you were right. That is unacceptable, and somebody needs to make sure that Grace is aware. And he's like,
I'm right, Tony. Fuck, I'm always right. What was I? Where were we? Barricade? What do we got?
it's good now. Everything's fine. He's like, I don't know if you saw, but it's all patched up. And he's like, so...
Nope, I didn't. Show me, Tony. Show me.
So he points at it. He's like, so, I don't know if you see here, but, like, I've got this sort of arrangement. I did it where like the bigger ones were on the bottom and the smaller ones were on top. I figured if we needed to make an exit route in the last minute, we could just like pull these out and then we can get out. But like, I don't know. It was an idea.
Tony,
He's just like,
we ain't exiting. We holding our fucking ground. Okay, that's what we do here.
I like to have options.
Which arm was he pointing with? Because I think that's important.
Tony was right-handed, and I think he lost his left hand. So Tony kind of looks at you. So, you were out there with Dorian for a while. Did you notice anything strange?
I did. Guy loves that fucking trench coat. That's kind of weird, right?
That's not what I'm talking about. You know, I'd like. Do you? He kind of seems like he's exasperated. He's like, I feel like when I tell you guys that Dorian can't be trusted, you guys aren't taking me seriously. Do you trust him?
Tony, fucking, come on. Tony, would I trust just nobody with the fucking perimeter defense? Who the fuck are you talking to here now, Tony?
Give me a persuasion roll. And I'm going to tell you, you're rolling against his insight. He's not very insightful, just so you know, so.
Yeah, I'm not very persuasive.
This could be great, then.
So 2 6s?
Yeah. So Tony looks at you and he's like, I feel like you're patronizing me.
What's a patron? Hey, you want some of this weed, Tony?
He's like, no, let's not gloss over this. You roll in here with Dorian Danger. And I got questions. Now, I know you guys tell me you got nothing to fear about Dorian, but I have a lot of questions.
Go ahead, ask. Shoot. I'm here. I'm ready to go. I need a fucking distraction.
I think Dorian specifically got Georgia killed. I can't prove it. You know how sometimes you just know shit?
Sure. But let me tell you something else, Chief. Let me tell you that since whatever allegedly you think he fucking did, let me tell you what he's done since then. Did you know that we fucking single-handedly, just us motherfuckers, came and destroyed an entire goddamn Vanguard base? Did you know that he fucking rappelled into a Vanguard base and planted explosives? Did you know that he risked his life time and time again with nothing for him to gain other than saving our fucking lives? So that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Like, I don't know what he used to be or what you think he was, but I can tell you, since I met that stupid son of a bitch, he saved my life probably a couple, 3, 4 times now. I trust him. Tony, he's good people, man. He's good people. You sure you don't want none of this?
Tony's like, no. I think that stuff might be making you blind. And he's like, whatever Dorian's done with you, whatever you think he's done to help you, I assure you, I can't prove it. I just know. But whatever he's done, he did it because it served him. And he had some sort of an angle.
Sure. But I gotta tell you, if you want to get philosophical, man, everybody's selfish. Everything's self-serving in the end. I mean, everybody just wants to live, dog.
He's like, nah,
Yeah.
this is too much. He's like, I gotta go wash my stump, and he just like he walks back into the thing. He goes in it. He just walks in. Marcus, you see Tony come in from the front. He walks down that hallway that you saw. Chet walk down. He goes to the bathroom. He comes back. Tony's hands are clean. Kind of looks around. He realizes that all the gurneys are taken up, and he's just like, whatever. Looks at Dorian sleeping. Takes a good long look at Dorian sleeping. He takes like one step towards Dorian, like he had a moment where he wanted to do something. He just sort of like, and then he just grabs like his coat, takes his coat off, wraps it up into a ball, stuffs it under his head, just goes to sleep. Or at least, that's what it appears like, at least. Marcus, you've been watching Joel work on this defibrillator. Joel has now fallen asleep because it's late and he's just sort of worked himself into sleep, falling asleep. Bunk, your panic as a function of having smoked some of this very fine Colorado Chiba. You come back in and you feel invigorated to the extent that any stress that you had prior to this has been relieved. And you spend the rest of the evening, and nothing of note happens. The evening passes. Anybody who had stress can relieve stress. Silas and Dorian, if you guys had any stress, you can remove that. Everybody, whoever was sleeping, I guess it's just Silas and Dorian. If you had any missing hit points, roll a d6. You can restore those number of hit points.
Ryan, if I eat the 3 protein bars, and I put that 3 protein bars would be 1 day's worth of food, would that help?
Before you do that, I was going to ask a question, actually.
Yep.
Because I'm still on watch, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of sober up a little bit. Another stress relieving thing is definitely stew making, and so I was considering if I have enough rations and everything, that Bunk was going to maybe start cooking a little stew just outside the hospital, right there on the front porch in the courtyard there. And he was going to do that because he's awake anyway and has nothing better to do. He stopped smoking his weed. He's like, "Oh man, I need to make some stew for everybody." And then he was like, "Wanted stew."
Do you have any like meat protein?
That's where I was wondering. So I have food, but I need specific.
I'm just asking you narratively, just like okay, based on what you know you have, because I know you have some MRE rations.
Right.
I
do. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, give me a survival roll.
Okay.
Just to see if you can create a fire and get all the cooked stuff going to where you would have a suitable
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Bunk can't start a goddamn fire?
You're
What
stoned.
kind of world?
You are stoned out of your mind. Yeah, let's describe how this works. So Bunk's out there, high as a fucking kite, trying to start a fire. And he's just like, it's not happening. And like your dexterity is all fucked up. But you're convinced that you're crushing it because you are fucking stoned. And you're just like, and after a while, you're just like, you know what, man? It is what it is. And you just sort of roll over and you're like, not every day is meant to be stew day. And you just sort of accept it. You're just like, it's not always meant to be. You know, the universe told me no today. And I'll just, tomorrow's another day to make stew.
Man.
Today is not Tuesday.
That's going to be canon.
That's a t-shirt. I would wear that. It's Tuesday. Yeah.
Anyway, so Marcus was going to do something. You were asking me about something before Bunk was going to make stew? Oh, you were asking about the protein bars. No, I mean, those are just food.
Yeah.
It doesn't do any healing or stress relief. It just literally just feeds you for the day.
All right.
But like I said, Dorian and Silas can remove all their stress and give yourself D6 hit points back. Day breaks. The birds start chirping. And Marcus, or I'm sorry, Dorian and Silas, you guys start to wake up. How do you guys want to start this new day?
I'll start blasting.
Well, if you guys are hanging out for a second, the moment you guys wake up, stoned ass fucking Bunk just kind of crawls into one of the gurneys and he's like, "Wake me up when we go." And just kind of lays back and just kind of not conks out.
Okay.
Whoa, what
I'll,
happened?
Yeah, I'll ask Marcus if anything interesting happened and start, eating and drinking some water.
Okay.
Kind of just reach into my pack, get whatever I have. And...
Right. Give me a food roll and a water roll. You guys are going to eat and drink.
Shame.
First one's food. That's a 9. Second one is a 10.
Okay.
Food.
Oh, no. Was that food or water?
That was food.
So as you reach into your pack to grab one of these MREs that I'm pretty sure you have, you realize that there's like a perforation in the pouch. And the entire, before you even get a chance to open the MRE, you can just smell, just by grabbing the pack, you can smell that it's rotten.
Mm.
And so you get rid of that
Lost.
one. But you
Save
do
that
feed
one for
yourself.
Tony.
So you still, to be clear, because you have a D12 food resource, you still feed yourself for the day, but you got to drop it down to a D10.
Namawawa.
3. Great. Water's great. So as you guys are starting the day, Chet, who the two of you have not seen displaying this sort of behavior, he wakes up and instead of being groggy, he seems agitated. And he gets up and he still seems confused and disoriented. But instead of just being groggy and disoriented, he also seems frustrated. He gets up and he sort of like shakes his head, rubs his eyes. He's like, "I know," says out loud. And then he just sort of stands over this girl. Dorian and Silas both see this. He just sort of shakes his head. And he grabs that IV, and he starts trying to take it out of her arm.
I go over to him and tell him to stop, and I put my hand on his arm.
I run. Oh wait, Grace didn't want to be woken up. I'm not gonna wake Grace up.
So Chet sort of looks at you and he's like, "What are you doing?"
Grace said we're not supposed to do anything. Like,
Grace.
you shouldn't take that out of her arm.
Grace doesn't know what she's talking about. This is what Dr. Vick would do.
I don't know Dr. Vick, and I don't give two shits about that. You leave her alone.
You're about to get smacked in the mouth with a gun.
Tony looks at you and he's just, I'm sorry, Chet looks at you and he's just like, "Are you a medical professional?"
Are you? I don't fucking know you.
I feel like I have a lot more experience in the medical profession than you do.
That's great. This is Grace's hospital. You want to do a change, you talk to Grace.
Everybody thinks Grace is so great. What's so great about Grace?
She fixed me.
Fix me too. We've been healed by her a couple of times. She's the one in charge here, and I respect her.
Yeah, but you guys have never met Dr. Vick. If you guys had met Dr. Vick, you would just know. He's like, "Look,
Who's Dr. Vick?
Dr. Vick is the greatest doctor ever.
More
Where's he
like Dr. Dick, it sounds like.
And he's like, look, I cannot in good conscience let this happen. So if you got to do something, you got to do something, but I have to do something. And he reaches again for the IV, and he's like trying to.
I throw his ass on the ground.
Ooh.
There we go. Here we go.
Give me a melee roll.
Silas. Silas got a Silas.
Not to be trifled with.
Well, let's see. I got 1-6.
1-6. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, he did not get any.
Look at all them twos.
All them
So-
twos.
You throw Chet to the ground. And Chet looks up at you with a sense of just like shock and indignation. He's like, you shouldn't have done that. And he just kind of stands up and brushes himself off. And he looks at Silas. He's like, if that girl dies, it's on you. And he walks out the front. And as like with this whole kerfuffle sort of explodes, Joel, they're like, oh, what the fuck? He kind of like, what's? He looks over specifically at Marcus. He's like, what's happening, boss? What just happened?
Like, you fell asleep. Get back to fixing that shit.
He kind of looks at you, he's like, whatever. So he's tinkering about. As you guys are kind of like having this moment, Grace finally appears. She looks rested, but it's one of those things where she's rested, but like her hair is all like standing up on half of this. Like she's got like this giant bed head. Like, what's happening? I mean, I know I told you not to wake me up, but like, maybe you should have. What's happening?
Chet was muttering something about what Dr. Vick would do, and he couldn't stand by in good conscience, and he started to try and rip the IV out of this little girl's arm. So I stopped him.
So Grace shakes her head, and she goes to Silas, and she's like, "Thank you. Let me be very clear. If those antibiotics don't get a chance to work, that girl will die. There's no alternative scenario that would be a better course of action." So
Well, you seem to have a problem with the chain of command here, because Chet is trying to undo what you're trying to do.
Also, it looked like he was talking to, like, you know, how people have like the angels and devils on their shoulders. It looks like he was actually talking to one of them.
Grace is just like, great. This sounds
Like
great.
a full conversation.
So Grace is just sort of like, all right, I don't. She seems exasperated, like almost like, why did I wake up? But she turns to Silas and she says, do not, under any circumstances, let him remove that IV. She points to Dorian and she's like, who was he talking to?
I don't know. There was no one there. And he was just like, yeah, I know. Or something like that.
She's like, okay, cool. This is awesome. Let's keep an eye on Chet. And she says that, and she's just like, what people do I gotta keep an eye on?
But also, Bunk is super high, so I don't know if he got a hold of whatever Bunk was smoking.
Monk's asleep though
Maybe.
right now, right?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't. If he's sleeping it off, I don't give a shit. As long as he's not trying to fuck with somebody's IV, I don't give a shit what he does. He can do whatever he needs to do while he's unconscious. Unconscious people don't cause problems. But conscious
Marcus
people.
still awake?
Is Marcus still awake?
Yeah, I haven't gone to sleep.
Interesting. Do me a favor, Marcus. I need Marcus to give me a stamina roll.
Don't like that.
I was gonna ask if he had anything to report to Grace about Chet.
I mean, he's acting weird. I don't remember, and I know it's like 30 minutes ago.
So no, the answer is no.
God damn it. Stamina.
Yeah, just give me a stamina roll. So do me a favor. Take the. I need you to take the exhausted condition, which means you'll have a -1.
All rolls.
What's that? Yeah, to all rolls, -1.
Okay.
So as you guys are kind of like having this discussion about what happened over the course of the evening and Chet's bizarre behavior, and from behind you, because you guys are all in the central triage area, you just hear the front doors just like kick open, and it's fucking Chet. And Chet comes charging in, and he's got a gun. He points it straight at Grace. He's like, "You don't know what you're doing. You need to stand down. I'm taking over this operation. Dr. Vick is going to be taking care of this girl from here on out." What do you guys want to do?
Start
What kind of gun? What kind of gun is it?
He's got a 9mm, and he's pointing it straight at Grace's face.
How close is he to Grace?
Did he wake me up?
Give me an observation roll.
Before he go-go'd?
Go-go being emptying the clip. Yeah.
Nope.
Ooh.
Bunk is sound asleep.
Got one goddamn 6 this night. That's fantastic. This Bunk's having a hell of a night.
What do you guys want to do?
Grace? How close is he to Grace?
I would say he's outside arm's reach, but less than 20 feet away.
How am I standing right next to Grace?
I would say yeah. I mean, you were just having a conversation with her.
When he came in, where were we all at? Like, does he see all of us? Are we in his plain view, or any of us like in a flank position that he didn't see?
I mean, when he came in, yeah, he could absolutely see all of you. But he came in hot, and his intention is to point this gun. Like, his focus is on Grace. So he came in hot, pointing a gun straight at Grace. He is making his demands. He's made it very clear. She needs to stand down. Dr. Vick is taking care of this girl from here on out. And he seems very serious. Let me make a roll real quick.
Yeah,
What do you guys want to
do? Marcus wants to like charge at him and try to tackle him.
I want to
I'm drawing
throw
my...
a knife at his gun and try and knock it out of his hand.
Ooh, all right.
Do you still have knives? I thought you lost them at the rodeo.
No, he's still
I
got him.
picked him up.
All right.
My move is to like draw my 45 and like kind of check Grace down to the floor, out of the way.
All right. So all three of you were wanting to do something. So I just need the three of you to make Roll a d10. Whoever's got, we'll just go in order. Or actually, just d6. Just roll d6s. Whoever's got the highest rolls.
Got 2.
Oh, that's a 2.
I
There's
got
a
6.
6.
We got the 6. Okay, so so Dorian and Silas both rolled 2s, and Marcus rolled a 6. So Marcus, go first. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I want to just like run and try to tackle him. Like he's got the gun pointed at her, so I just want to go low, take him out.
Perfect. Give me a melee roll, and he is going to resist this. He is going to attempt to resist this.
Melee,
Yeah, give
not
me a
mobility.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you're
When
or if you want to roll force, that's fine. Like the mobility is just like this is like a grappling roll in D&D, right? So this would be
Okay.
like a contested strength roll. So
So, I apologize to everybody because my strength is 2, force and melee are both 0.
fuck yeah. I love this.
so-
Not gonna lie. I love how this is turning out for fucking Chet. Oh my god.
That's a 6, baby.
Hey!
Get the fuck out of here.
Vick Levin coming to tackle somebody.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So he did not, he wasn't able to resist you. So you grab him, you knock him straight to the ground. Dorian and Silas, as you see Marcus charging in to take this, he makes like a diving charge at Chet, takes him down to the ground. You've got him on the ground. What do you want to do?
I want to the hand that he's got the gun at. I want to with both hands, like try to like either like hold it down or knock it out of his hand.
Okay. I would say that when you tackled him and tackled him to the ground, like he lost control of his weapon. So he falls to the ground, hand hits the ground. Actually, let me see if he holds on to it. He does not. As soon as he lands flat on his back, you're on top of him. As soon as he lands flat on his back, hand hits the ground, weapon goes flying. It skids along the ground, lands straight at the feet of 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say that 1 and 2 is Marcus, 3 and 4 is Silas, 5 and 6 is Dorian. It lands at the feet of Dorian.
Awesome. I hand the gun to Grace and I run up and kick Chet in the stomach.
With the intention
And
of like what? Like rupturing his
Just to like knock the wind out of him, like
So this is
don't
like
you point a gun at my Grace kind of thing.
Okay.
I was gonna say I did like a side mount after I got him to the ground. So like I've got him from like his left side, like my arms like this. So he's got that full, like, right at the fucking bread basket for that kick.
Okay,
So I'm, like,
perfect.
holding him.
Perfect. I mean, yeah. So Marcus has him on the ground. Dorian comes in with a giant kick to the stomach, and Chet just takes a fucking kick to the stomach, and you can tell just like all motivation just exits his body. Whatever he was convinced he was about to do, he has lost all motivation for this, and has relinquished his tenacity for this charge at Grace, and he just, I don't want to say he starts crying because I don't think Chet would do that, but just you can tell that he is completely deflated, emotionally, psychologically, physically. He's just he's defeated.
Grace, what do you want us to do with this this wacko?
So before Grace gets a chance to answer, you just hear Chet say, I know I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm sorry. And then he just sort of like slumps down in sort of like a heap, and just he seems completely defeated. And I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight. I don't know if you 4 guys know it, but we had like 7 people join the stream in the last 10 minutes, which was fucking awesome. And I think 4 of them are
shit.
still here with us. So thanks for the last second hop on to watch the end of the stream. But we're going to end it for there tonight. We'll pick up next session figuring out what the fuck is going on with Chet, what Grace wants to do with him, and where you guys want to go from here. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. For those of you that just hopped on, we play every other Wednesday. Tonight's a Thursday, but we move things anyway. Anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll pick it up in 2 weeks. We'll see you next time.